Sup nerds, I'm Satoru, I'm proud to be a nerd and you should be too. We've got another installment of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney tonight. We'll finally be able to finish up Case 2, and then kind of get started on Case 3. Definitely not going to go the normal length of a stream tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if I ended like sometime after midnight here. Just because, not only do I have an appointment tomorrow, earlier for my taste, but even earlier than that is, of course, the Switch 2 presentation. And yeah, I just want to be sure I am up for that, not necessarily to watch the thing, but to catch the pre-orders that are likely going to go up as soon as it ends. So tomorrow might be a bit rough, so let's just let's have the fun we can here. I get to stretch my vocal cords a little bit with this game. So let's have some let's get right to it. Let's have some fun here. Yeah, we left off right at the start of second day of the trial. This is it, the big day. Did you get any sleep? Yeah, I went to bed at 1 a.m. or so. Lightweight. Oh, what time did you wake up? 3 a.m. It's only 2 hours, Apollo. Lightweight. But at least you have me. And the amazing Mr. Hat. It's not gonna do, kid. Who's saying that? That voice. Hey, get any sleep? Mr. Wright! I was going out of my mind with boredom, so I signed myself out earlier today. Somehow that place makes fake piano playing at the Indochine pasta joint. What does that say? Indochine? I never settled on that. Yo, sup, Mink. Sup, Raiders. How are you tonight? I literally just started here. Welcome in, Raiders. I'm Satoru. I'm proud to be a nerd. You should be too. This here's Squishy. He's very happy to see all you. Look at all that. Yeah. Again, Mink, I can't thank you enough for what you were able to do to make Squishy a reality. I love him, I love him, I love him. Thank you so much. Oh, man. Ooh, really? You were playing A Link to the Past? Interesting. We actually secretly drew Squishy on stream last week and then lied about it. Yeah, BB gave me the BB gave me the word there to my face. Even don't worry, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. Sometimes those little white lies have to happen here. But yeah, you actually okay? Now I have to know: were you actually playing A Link to the Past tonight? Because I know last week you said you were playing Gris when you raided me, and you were not doing it that night. Oh, you actually were. Okay, you were doing a couple things. That's cool. I hope April Fool's was a good stream day for you. Oh yeah, you did have a new model, huh? That's cool. Ooh, pixel model. That sounds cool. I gotta... Okay, in quotes, Ashes? Oh boy. Oh man, I'll have to check that out later. But yeah, we are just about to start day 2 of the second trial here in Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Is it quote worthy? It could totally be a redeem. Maybe. Yeah, so let's get started on it. As I struggle to figure out how exactly this word is pronounced. Somehow that place makes fake piano playing at the Indochine pasta joint seem almost fun. Hey, do you know who Professor Gavin's witness is today? Take a guess. How about little Plum? That Sherman tank of a mom? Nope, guess again. Costumes in this game are wild, they are. That's too bad. You know, speaking of moms, you need to find me a new mommy one of these days, Daddy. It's barely morning and you're at it already, Trucy. Okay, see, this is why I don't buy their father-daughter relationship. So, Mr. Wright, do you know who the prosecution's witness is? Alita Tiala, your client's fiancée. She's gonna be a witness? But that seems odd. Why would she testify against her own fiancé? You have to wonder what Gavin's up to. Something's going down today, that much is clear. Well, not to worry, I've got my panties back. It's a long story, if you didn't hear it, a long story. If we can't find the killer, I'll pull one out of there. June 17th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Play the, dum-dum.
Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie Kataki. Sup, Queenie BB.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is warmed up and it's a sold-out house.
Very well. To recap. While yesterday's witness seemed more guilty than any other party,
Guilty of panty snatching.
we did find out one thing for certain. There were 3 people in the park at the time of the murder. The witness, the victim, and the defendant.
Correct there, Judge. And today I'd like to do something a little new age. I'd like to look at this horrible crime from the outside. The outside? The acquisition of the murder weapon, the preparation for the act. Our poor defendant told all, you see. He was betrothed.
His betrove?
BB, you're gonna be a betrove. His fiancée, Air Judge. His partner for life, with no chance for parole.
Very well, you may show the, lucky lady to the stand.
Your name and occupation, Fraulein.
Alita Tiala. My occupation is future wife.
Traditional values. I respect that. Too many brides these days can't even weave baskets blindfolded, underwater. Yet you're here today as a witness for the prosecution.
To be honest, I didn't want to testify at first, but I couldn't hide the truth.
Honesty. Another admirable trait.
Fraulein, is it true that on the day of the crime, the defendant Walkie Kataki confessed his plans? His plans for murder?
Yes.
The witness will please give her testimony to the court.
Get ready to poke a whole bunch of holes in this.
It was the day of the family health checkup results came back. When Walkie found out that Dr. Maractus had lied, he flew into a rage. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols, and you already know what happened that night. I just don't see how anyone but Walkie could have done it.
So the pistol did belong to the Kitaki family, then?
Yes, with regards to this, an investigation is underway at the Kitaki mansion on charges of the possession of illegal firearms.
And the bullet that took the victim's life, was it
fired from the pistol the defendant procured? Yes, this has been proven. How can you prove something like that? Bullets carry marks from the barrel that fired them, called rifling marks. Rifling marks? Think of them as being a gun's fingerprint left on every bullet it fires. And when did you first hear about Walkie's plan?
It was the day of the murder. I should have stopped him. I just didn't think he would actually do it.
Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination.
Here we go, press everything. That was the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, everyone in the family received their checkup results that day. When Walkie looked at his face went so pale.
But of course, he had just found out he had a bullet in his chest. So you were there at the time?
Yes, poor Walkie.
That must have been, quite frightening.
He was furious. He ripped his report up into shreds.
Incidentally, I had to request another copy to file as evidence. A bothersome chore, but one I performed without complaint.
Waki's at an age where he's hard to control when he loses his temper.
Actually, do we know the age difference with these two? What are their ages? Alita's 21. Waki's 19. Okay, it's not quite robbing the cradle yet.
Of course, that little bit of instability is so cute.
Great, now he sounds like a psychopath. So, is it easy to take a pistol out from the house?
Not really, I think. There's a system in place to limit access. But Waki's a special case, being the next in line.
Perhaps his treatment was a bit too special, yeah?
Well, maybe he is a bit spoiled. I hear he got amazing presents for his birthdays. Last year was a switchblade made out of chewing gum and a chocolate gravestone.
Sounds like he has a taste for sweets. And danger.
The point here being that Waki had access to a pistol.
What happened, meaning the murder?
I tried to stop him, I really did. But Waki wouldn't listen.
Our defendant was nothing if not determined, it seems.
The last thing you should do is blame yourself, miss.
I mean, clearly this is like... How can you say that for certain? How?
Objection!
Herr Forehead, you will refrain from badgering the Fräulein. It was the defendant, Waki was it, who took the pistol from his home. We know this for a fact now.
I suppose we do.
So how could anyone else have used this pistol to shoot the victim? They could not. Simple logic, yeah?
That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything to say regarding this point?
Could someone else have used that pistol? Well, clearly, but... Clearly we know there was, but... What else do we know? I guess I really haven't looked at the rest of the evidence we found. And again, there were 2 rounds fired. There were 2 rounds fired, so, and I think we've only established that Waki ever shot once. Based on your testimony, there was clearly another. One other person had access to that pistol. What's this?
Interesting. Let's ask the defense then. Tell the court who this other person with access was.
Yeah, what do we do here? I mean, do we just put it on Alita now? Or do we go back to, Al Gore over here? I guess we go with Stickler, right? He's speechless, Apollo. The judge is speechless. Herr Forehead, our judge is silent. Perhaps you will permit me to explain why. No thanks, I think I know.
And you must have been expecting this penalty.
Yeah, I was wrong. Ouch, that didn't go so well. Poor Miss Tiala, I can't imagine what it would be like to be in her position. I'm a little more concerned for her fiancé. Why would she testify against him like this? Okay, clearly, I gotta try this again.
Objection!
Unless this is a red herring, and he actually is the only person that could have done it. So okay, we're just gonna pit it on you. Well, of course. I mean you, Miss Tiala.
Me? But why?
You were quite clear when you told the court. You heard about the pistol from the defendant on the day of the murder. In other words, you knew what he was planning. Objection! Let me get this straight. You intend to tell us that this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé and killed a man in cold blood on his behalf? I've heard of people doing strange things for love, but this...
It does seem a bit unfathomable, to be sure. I'm all for romance and for supporting your partner in life, to be sure, but I think I would hesitate at murder.
I'd hope you do more than hesitate. But what if a different connection could be proven? A connection between the witness and the victim. We might find that she had a personal motive beyond wanting to help her fiancé. Sup, Axel? That would put things in a slightly different light. What possible connection are you suggesting here? You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that the police never looked inside that safe. I have evidence showing a connection between the witness, Miss Tiala, and the victim.
That looks like a medical chart.
Found inside a safe at the Maractus Clinic. I'd like to draw the court's attention to the names written on the chart.
What? Miss Tiala, whatever, why is your name on this chart?
Well, care to explain the meaning of this, Miss Tiala?
I'm not sure what you mean by meaning, Mr. Justice.
Our warm little fiancé just froze over.
I was on staff at that clinic until half a year ago. It was boring, so I quit. That's all. Is there a problem with that?
Miss Tiala, you testify that you had no connection to the victim.
And I don't. Now.
Now?
I quit half a year ago, didn't I? So there's no connection. Let me guess. You were the kind of guy who can't rest until he knows every last detail of his girlfriend's past. Am I right?
That's not true at all. Why, I embrace the ones I love, past flaws and all.
There's no connection now doesn't fly in a court of law. Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas.
Doesn't fly?
Oh, I gotta put more sass into her, and maybe not
go as much falsetto as before.
Probably feels right at home with the Kitakis. You left your job at the Maractus Clinic, true, but you remain connected somehow. You know what? She's almost like, if she's not gonna put on that stuff, I don't know. Do I give her more of a Harley Quinn then?
Very well, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the Maractus Clinic.
The slippers.
Well, I suppose I could see.
Herr Forehead, this trail you think you have found, it doesn't lead to the truth. Nor to a long career in the legal profession, yeah? Gee, thanks. Perhaps you allow me to do the honors?
Why not? It might be nice for a change.
Most excellent. Let's rock! Boom. I'm surprised that was wrong. I'll take the usual penalty next time, thanks.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Try again.
Proves the witness is still connected to the Maractus Clinic. Do we go for actual shoes then? Gotta be. Yeah. These sandals were found in the Maractus Clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they?
Well, who knows? I'm sure there are lots of people with those sandals.
So sorry, Fräulein, but your act isn't working. Your moment of hesitation just now cost you.
What's with you? I thought you were on my side.
Perhaps you are unaware that toes leave toe prints. A simple analysis of these sandals will reveal all.
Well, now we see your true colors. I was wrong to cooperate with you from the beginning. I just wanted you to help get Walkie back on the straight and narrow.
This court thinks you need to worry less about Walkie and more about yourself. Sounds as though we need to hear a bit more about your story.
Your sandals were found in the entrance to the clinic, which means you went there on the day of the murder.
Well, there's little point denying it.
Well, the witness will tell us about this visit. Why did you go to the Maractus clinic that day?
I did go to the clinic that day. My first time in half a year since I quit in January. I went to warn him. After all, I knew Waki had the pistol. The doctor always was a timid man. Too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. I wanted to tell him to be careful as an old friend.
An old friend who signed off on his death.
By mistake, you mean the mistake we heard about from the defendant. The botched operation.
He was a timid, small man, but I never wished him harm. I just thought I should let him know, you know?
That does make sense.
Yes, but there's still one thing which does not.
What's that, Prosecutor Gavin?
The sandals left in the lobby, of course. We could assume she wore these sandals to the clinic, yeah? Then why did she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home.
I would have worn those sandals home, too. My feet look fetching in those.
So why were the sandals left behind?
He pointed out the contradiction before me.
There's probably a good explanation for this, right, Miss Tiala? Say, for instance, there happened to be a similar pair of sandals there which you wore home by mistake?
Actually, that's right. I'm impressed, Mr. Gavin.
Oh, it is nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation. Yeah, forehead.
Oh, what the? No fair! He's filling in the holes in her testimony.
The defense may begin the cross-examination.
I mean, clearly we know they're hers because of the toe print. Is that true? Is there a date on this? No. I don't see anything immediately to object. Around what time did you go to the clinic?
I don't remember exactly, but it was after 9:30, I think.
And that was the first time you had contacted Dr. Maractus in half a year.
Of course it was. He wasn't the kind of boss you made friends with.
So why did you go to the clinic that day?
Did you want Dr. Maractus to run away?
Well, after I failed to stop Waki, I thought that was the only other way to avoid the problem.
Couldn't you have called? Why go in person?
I called several times that evening, but no one was in.
The victim was busy driving home until after 9 p.m. that night, remember? This was proven by this mirror yesterday, yeah?
I thought if I warned him, he would run away for sure. Knowing the doctor.
Too timid to admit his own mistake? I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. You mean that act of malpractice on Waki, correct?
If he had just told Waki the truth in the beginning, none of this would have happened.
True, that operation was the start of this whole affair.
Oh, of course, if he told him, he might have been erased by the Kitakis much earlier.
A disturbing thought!
We know that the Maractus Clinic had ties to the Kitaki family. He probably couldn't have gone to the police even if he wanted to.
That's why I knew I had to warn him.
No dark secrets, eh?
What? Look at me however you want, Mr. Justice. You won't find a thing.
She's hiding something, I know it. They must have some evidence that proves it, too.
You're free to think whatever you like. I went to that clinic with only one thought in mind.
But then you'd be betraying Waki, wouldn't you?
No, I did it for him, for us.
You went to warn him so that her fiancé would not have to commit such a crime, yeah?
I didn't want them to take my Walkie away.
There's no way she went to that clinic just to warn him.
Do you know why she went, Apollo?
Time to figure out what really happened at that clinic, and fast. Okay. So there is something going on. They clearly want me to do something here. Do we do the bullet? Yeah, is it time to go for the bullet? There's nothing else that can really, like, do anything, right?
Objection!
No, this wasn't it. The music didn't stop. Nah. Damn it. I am not doing well today. I'm gonna have to start save scumming. I am, like... And again, why else would you have gone? Is that why? I can't see anything on these. I'm a little confused here. I mean, clearly it wants me to present something here. Do I... I'm confused here. You know what? I think I have to, I'm gonna have to start save scumming. Do we go for the footprints now?
Objection!
No, that wasn't it. Unless I'm wrong.
Objection!
No. Okay. Back here.
Hold it!
Okay, let's actually read this again. Huh. Is it the lamp, then?
Objection!
No, it's not. Yeah, there's a really scummy way to do it. It's none of that.
Objection!
Oh! This chart was found inside a safe in the doctor's office. Yes? Why would this one chart be in that safe? Miss Tiala, you know why it was, don't you?
Mind filling me in?
Dr. Maractus didn't have the leisure of making mistakes. That's why he wrote up a false report and kept the truth locked away. There, Doctor. And this is where you come in, Miss Tiala. The nurse who filed this chart was you, which means you knew about Walkie's failed operation.
Interesting.
You were in the same position as Dr. Maractus. Kinda makes it hard to claim no connection, doesn't it?
You're bold for a novice, I'll give you that. Mr. Justice, you must know I was only a nurse. The doctor is responsible for the chart's contents.
This chart business seems to be quite important. Please amend your testimony accordingly.
Too bad, little attorney.
Ooh. My ring's acting up. My Apollo senses are tingling. My bracelet's reacting again. What is it, Apollo? I felt my bracelet tighten just now. Your bracelet? Just like yesterday, like you said. When a witness is unsure of something, their nervous habit gives them away. But I can't see anything, Apollo. Huh? And what's my bracelet reacting to? Wait, maybe... Yes, that has to be it. What has to be it? Your senses, Apollo. They must be sharper than mine. Huh? I can't see it, but you can sense it. I don't know about that, Trucy. I don't have some kind of special power or anything. Yes, you do. Listen to me, Apollo. There's a weak point somewhere in Miss Tiala's testimony, but we don't know what her nervous habit is. Well, then what do we do? You have to perceive it yourself, Apollo, with your eyes and your senses. And it's up to me and my bracelet. I don't know why, but the bracelet helps. Somehow touching it helps me focus. Give it a shot and bring down that testimony. Yeah, why would I go to the clinic now for a half-year-old shot? So, it's gotta be on this. Okay, where are we looking? Somewhere in her finger? Here again. Ah, it's a ring. Look at that, she's fiddling with her ring. Gotcha! Can you actually see that on the full body sprite? Why go to the clinic for a half-year-old chart now, you ask? But you know why you would go now, don't you? I don't know what you're talking about. It was quite clear, Miss Tiala. You have a nervous habit. The moment you said the word now, you used your right thumb to fiddle with your ring. What? He was unsure. I saw it. Now, that's the key word. The chart wasn't a part of your past. It was a clear and present threat. That's ridiculous. Why, if that were the case, I would have had 6 months to do something about it. Indeed. Which means something happened quite recently. Something to make that chart a problem for you now. I've got her on the ropes now, I can feel it. Time to strike the killing blow, with evidence. Miss Tiala, there's no use trying to hide it. The chart became a threat to you now, because of this. Is this where we do the bullet? Oh, I can't actually save right now, so if I get this wrong, I just have to take it. Well, the bullet was with the chart, so I think this is it. Because of what? The eyes of a hawk and the brain of a toad. Yeah. Ribbit! I mean, ack! I can't lose this now. Come on, Toad Brain, one more try. Oh, why can't I fast forward this? Yeah, the chart became a threat now because of what? Is it... Well, actually, is it Maractus's death? Is that what it is? Or is it the checkup? I'm gonna go with the checkup. So if this isn't it, 07. Nope. Oh, this is it. Ooh, I thought it'd fake me out a bit. A health checkup report belonging to the defendant. The Kitakis are trying to get out of the business. The health checkup this month was their first ever. What did you think when you heard about this? Eh? Oh, nothing. Why should I think anything? Oh, I would think you were positively beside yourself. Because you were afraid. You knew what Waki's chest x-ray would reveal. A full half year had passed since the operation. You thought you were home free. When the chart came back to haunt you. He's losing feathers. That's all, Your Honor.
What just happened? Did the witness just admit to lying?
I sensed it. There was a great aura emanating from Air Forehead. Very cool. So the lady was lying, it seems. That's correct. She said she had no connection to the Maractus Clinic, but her connection was deep indeed. A bit too deep. Yet how does it feel like we're finishing this case super duper fast? I mean, clearly they're going to give, like, the whole ring around here. Clearly there is more to this case, and they're just going to string it along for, like, a whole thing here. If the Kitaki's got a hold of this chart with her name, she'd be finished. Isn't that right, Miss Tiala? And again, we haven't done anything with the slippers yet. You guessed it.
Order! Order!
I did it! I broke her testimony. The main thing, Apollo, I didn't see it at all. Daddy was right about you. Wait.
Miss Tiala?
It's true, that shot was bad news for me. That's why I went to meet the doctor that day. But that's all. I told him about Waki and went home.
It appears this cross-examination is far from over. What? She hid the truth from us, this is clear, yet it is not clear that this truth has anything to do with the case at hand.
Very well, the witness will add this to her testimony. And we'll have a bit more cross-examination.
I was so close.
You're still close. Keep on her, Apollo. Nothing happened at all. I warned him and left.
Well, actually, this is an easy one. This is an easy one. This one we go for the lamp. What? Motherfucker. Ah, fucking hell. Ah, man, do I have to really do all of that over again? Yeesh. Oh, actually, I can go to the autosave? Yeah, okay. Oh my god. Thank God for the autosave. So we get to see this again. One more bit of the trippy background. That really ruffled her front. Ugh. Fucked up my one-liner. God. I don't even want to do it anymore. I fucked it up. I'm upset with myself. And of course, there's no, I haven't seen this dialogue before, technically, so I have no fast scrolling. I just have to mash through. It is so anti-speedrun. I'm sure there are speedruns of Phoenix Wright, but they're probably like the most boring shit. Okay, I just have to save before I actually do the thingy. Yeah, we can save it now. Okay. Nothing happened at all. I warned him and left. You know, should I just press, actually? Should I just do that for now? I don't know. It feels like I should be presenting evidence for this. How did Dr. Maractus respond to the warning? He was quite surprised, panicky even. Who wouldn't be scared to learn Kitaki was after them?
Incidentally, this quarter's not afraid of any mobsters. Why, we had a life-threatening situation just yesterday, right here in this courtroom.
Yeah, real impressive the way you stood up to the attack of the amazing Mr. Hat, sir. After which I carried you back to your chambers. Sounds like the judge had quite a fright. Nothing happened in Dr. Maractus' office that day, huh? What about the mess we found? Something definitely happened in that office, Apollo. No, I know. But we can't prove when it happened, nor that Alita Tiala was in any way involved. Well, let's try putting some evidence up anyway. There's no way she went to that clinic just to warn him. Do you know why she went, Apollo? Trying to figure out what really happened to that clinic and fast. So, if it's not the lamp... Yeah, if it's... I don't know. We do the bullet now? I don't know. Objection! It is the bullet. Okay. You say nothing happened in the doctor's office. I disagree. Take a look at this. What's that? It looks like a squished up ball of clay. Kinda like you, actually. This bullet was found in the Maractus Clinic office. Something did happen in that office, Miss Tiala. Enough of this joking around. The police investigated that clinic. Ah, but this was stuck inside the doctor's safe. Inside the safe? I guess the police didn't check that far. But there's a problem. How can you say that bullet was fired on that day? I can't. Weren't you the one who explained rifling markings to us? The pistol was taken from the Kitaki mansion that day. If the marks on this bullet match the murder weapon, then that proves a firearm was discharged in that office on the day of the murder. Not bad there, Forehead.
Bentley, have this bullet analyzed immediately.
30 minutes later, a report arrives. The rifling marks on both bullets are identical.
Well, seems as though the bullet in the safe was fired from the murder weapon. Perhaps the defense would like to state their position.
The bullet in that safe proves one fact. A pistol was fired in that office on that day. And at the time of the firing, the safe was open. The safe which contained the top-secret chart.
Do you think someone was threatening Dr. Maractus in order to open the safe?
Only one person was in a position to do such a thing. Or witness Alita Tiala.
Order! 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 Mr. Justice, where are you going with this? Are you accusing the witness?
Alita Tiala knew about Wakikitaki's botched operation. She got engaged to him without telling him about it. As long as that bullet remained in his chest, his days were numbered. What if she married him, and then the bullet finally reached its destination?
What?
That reminds me. Apparently, the Kitakis have been asserting themselves in lawful business practices. They're making quite a great deal of money. A fortune, if you will.
Nefarious! So she planned to marry him just to get her hands on this fortune.
Objection! Oh, really? It's Waki. It's like, objection! You keep talking trash about my Alita, and I'll sue you, lawyer man! Huh?
Me?
Yeah, you said you'd abuse my Alita. I think you mean accuse. Difference. Well, you can't have her. She's mine. It was me. I shot that doctor. Me. He left me to die, so I left him to die too, there in that park. Waki, just cool down for a second, would you? You keep your hands off my Alita, or I'll... T? T?
Miss Tiala?
I'm sorry. It's been so long since I've laughed so hard. Something funny? Waki, wake up and smell reality. Alita, baby? The signature on that chart, the engagement. I mean, come on. It's so obvious. Even for a brainless, spoiled brat such as yourself. Alita? Your honesty is like a breath of foul air, Fräulein. Hey, I wasn't getting out of this clean anyway. So the family fortune is what you're really after. That's right. I wanted the money. No way. That's whack. I ain't trying to hear that. Should have done the wedding earlier. Oh well. By the way, can I ask you a question? Me? I believe you said you were going to abuse me? Accuse. See, I already knew. Of what crime, might I ask? Huh? Oh, I'm a bad girl, sure. I got close to that brat because I wanted his money. But he was the one with the pistol. He could have fired it into the safe after I'd already left the clinic. What? I would never do a thing like that. It was definitely that silly brat. Wait, but... what are you talking about? Trucy? You had the most to lose if that chart was found. But I didn't have a pistol now, did I? Well, you could have taken Waki's. You'd think he'd have mentioned that, no? All I've heard him say is, it was me. I shot him. Objection! That's only because he's trying to protect you. Sorry to intrude in this lovely conversation. But the two of you are forgetting one critical point. What point? Certainly, the Fräulein wanted that chart. You assume she threatened the doctor into opening that safe, but then... wouldn't she have taken the chart? Oh. You see? That chart wouldn't have been left in that safe. He's right.
Miss Tiala.
Yes?
It is clear to this court that you are not a very good fiancé.
Oh, I'm flattered.
Perhaps it's time you told us the truth. Tell us about yourself, including your actions and whereabouts on that day.
Okay, this is going to be where the slippers come into play, and the lamp. Don't forget, we've proven that you were at the Maractus Clinic on the day of the crime. Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. I wanted that chart, but I failed to get it, so I went back to the clinic later. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't even have proof I stole that pistol, do you? And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. Maractus was shot in the temple or not.
You went back later.
It does say he was shot in the temple. Yeah, That chart was dangerous, you understand. I needed to get rid of it. That's why I went that day. Well, you couldn't get the chart then, could you? And later that night, Dr. Maractus was shot. I heard about the shooting, waited a day, but then I had to go back. No easy feat with the cops all over the place. That was you? Thump. Apollo, that sound! It came from behind this door. Someone's in there. Break-in! They left through that window! So you were the burglar. That was you two? If only I had one more minute. And I could have opened that safe and gotten the chart.
What? That's trespassing! And brazen at that!
Oh, is this a trial for trespassing now? Besides, You can't blame a girl for wanting to protect herself. They are gangsters, you know.
In any case, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination.
Admitting the little crime to avoid the big one, huh? Still have to be careful. Where do we open up here? Why that day? That brat was uncontrollable. He was ready to kill. And that would bring in the police. And that shot would become evidence. And I'd be hung out to dry. But the police didn't check the safe, did they? Well, they thought the crime scene was the park. I'll make sure the responsible parties feel the heat. Such sloppiness won't be tolerated, yeah? I'm kind of thankful for that sloppiness myself, actually. Later. When I heard what happened, well, I was too scared to do anything that day. So I waited until the day after. The 16th, was it? Of course, you and that meddling kid had to get in my way.
But why did Dr. Maractus keep that chart around? It was clearly dangerous for him. He could have burned it.
Because he's a coward. The chart was his insurance.
Insurance?
My signature on that chart, to be more specific. That made sure I couldn't betray him. I mean, she's daring. She's daring us. You don't even have proof I stole that pistol. But you could have stolen it. Could have? Is this some new definition of proof? We'll ask Walkie. He'll tell us. Might I remind you, this is a cross-examination. You might want to keep your baseless theories to yourself. He's right, isn't he? Feels weird she would know that. How far away is this? I don't know. Yeah, but, But what? You have nothing to say. This case is over. It was over the moment that brat was seen in the park. What's the point in dragging it out any further? Oh, we love dragging things out. The doctor was shot in the right temple, yes? So it seems. Let's review the facts again, shall we? If the killer shot from this location, the bullet would have struck our victim square in the forehead. However, the entry wound was in the right temple.
Yes, we heard testimony on this yesterday. At the time of the shooting, the witness was standing here. Just before the gun was fired, he shouted. The victim turned his head to look and was shot.
No, that we exactly showed that wasn't true. But that testimony was proven to be a lie. Our egregious panty snatcher, Mr. Stickler, did witness the crime, but he was standing to the north, next to the trash can where he tossed those panties. If Mr. Stickler shouted from this location, the bullet couldn't hit his right temple. Silly, silly attorney. What? Do you remember what you had for breakfast that morning? Do you remember, Trucy? I always have a glass of milk for breakfast. What matters is one thing. The doctor was shot in his right temple. If that's the case, there can only be one explanation. The panties guy was mistaken. Objection! But his location was proven. You can't write that off as him being mistaken. Objection! Then why don't you show us, Air Forehead? Show you what? Must I explain everything? Very well, let's recap. If the witness, Panties guy, was standing to the north, then where was the shooter standing? I better save again. Then again, I guess we do have the backup of the autosave. From what location did the killer shoot the victim?
But wait, if the witness was standing there, how could anyone shoot the victim in the right temple?
I merely laid out the facts for us. It is up to the one possessing the shiny forehead to show us. If you can, that is. Walkie-Talkie was standing at the killer mark, Wesley Stickler at the witness mark, and of course Pal Maractus was at the victim mark.
Let's hear what the defense has to say. Where was the killer standing when they shot the victim?
The killer mark, the witness mark, someplace else. They would have had to be... Well, they couldn't... Yeah, we see we can't be the killer mark. The witness mark doesn't make sense, so it has to be someplace else. As the facts stand now, we can't explain this crime without contradicting ourselves at some point. But I know why. The real killer shot from an entirely different location. What are you talking about? I don't see any other place.
Apparently, Mr. Justice does. Let's hear it. Where in the park did the killer shoot the victim from?
It's time to raise the roof and the stakes.
Eh?
Penalties are such frightening things, don't you think? What if they were a bit more terrifying? I'm already one hit away from death. Can't make this any worse right now. Yeah, so this means this would be like... It's probably worth double if I had more health. Like so.
Double penalty?
See? I knew it. Their forehead wishes to take us in a new direction. Then he must be ready for the challenges ahead. Challenge accepted. It's justice time. Are you sure, Apollo? The key is to witness Mr. Stickler's testimony. If we believe that and we know where he stood, and the victim turned when he shouted, there's only one place the killer could have been. The killer shot the victim from here. So, here's what I'm thinking. It's either they're actually in the victim's position, and they're actually shooting at the killer's position, or they're standing, or they're in the cart. Man, I really wish I remembered how this turned out. Can you actually be in this cart, though? I can't actually look right now, so... We're going for it. I believe we all owe a debt of gratitude to Miss Alita Tiala. What do you mean? Thanks to you, we had a chance to review the crime. And this time, we were prepared. We know that Wesley Stickler was telling the truth. We should have listened to him from the beginning. Wesley Stickler was standing next to the trash can when he saw the two men. He shouted, just as he told us in his testimony. And the victim turned to look in his direction. A shot was fired. The victim was hit in the right temple.
Oh no! It's like I've never heard this situation before. Someone was shot? When? Where? Oh, we gotta find the perpetrator of that.
Oh yes. Which direction was his right temple facing at that moment? That's right, toward the noodle stand.
Order! 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 So you're saying the killer was inside the noodle stand?
Objection!
Let's think about this a bit more, shall we? You say the killer was inside the noodle stand, which would mean the victim, Dr. Maractus, came to the park, wheeling his own murderer in the cart behind him. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I think you'd notice if you were pulling someone along.
Objection!
There's something we should worry about before that. Why was he pulling the noodle stand in the first place? Let's deal with our problems one at a time, shall we? Someone was hiding in the stand. We have not come this far to talk about possibilities. Let's talk about proof, baby. Show us evidence that proves someone was in that stand. Can I prove that? You want evidence that someone's in that stand? Okay, we definitely gotta save again. And this gives me a good, time to take my break here. So, just give me a minute or so. I will be right back, everyone. Okay, I am back. I am medicated. I am hydrated. Let's continue here. So, we need to determine, can we prove that someone was in here? And from looking at the stand itself, I don't think we can really say for certain. Yeah, I don't think we can. I don't know, unless there's something I'm missing. There would have to be something else going on at the crime scene itself that would determine that. So, I am actually willing to say, well, too bad. Kidding, just kidding. I've got it. Okay. Man, really?
Then let's see it. Show us proof that someone was hiding in the noodle stand.
Okay, that choice didn't even matter. Okay, how can we actually see this? How do we determine this? How do we prove this? It can't be the slippers, can it? Can't be. I don't know. No, it must be then. It's the only thing I could think of. The Maractus Clinic, and they're covered with paint. These slippers were found in a trash can near the crime scene. And a single slipper print was found at the scene, right next to the noodle stand. Okay, but how does that prove someone was in it? Oh, and Miss Tiala, your toe print was found in the left slipper. In other words, this is proof you were inside that noodle stand. She wore the slippers, snuck out, threw away the shoes. Am I overthinking it? Me, it doesn't matter. I got it right. Eek. Biggie. Yet there was only one slipper mark found at the scene. Can this be called a footprint in good faith? Observe the diagram. A park pathway runs right next to the slipper mark. A slipper wouldn't leave a trace on a cobblestone path. Yet you still cannot say this is a footprint, yeah? Why not? You have an impression left by a single slipper. What if it was on the stand and simply fell to the ground? That's just dumb. One more thing. The noodle stand is typically cluttered with the tools of the noodle-making trade. There's no room for a person to ride in there.
You have a point. Could someone have hidden in that stand?
Apollo, I think I might be onto something. I think I figured out one of our pieces of evidence. In order to make room in the stand, some things would have to be...
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have proof that someone could have hidden in the stand?
I can prove one thing. Someone did scheme to clear space in that stand. This is a noodle bowl from the stolen Eldoon's Noodles noodle stand.
Yes, and what about it?
We discovered a large quantity of these bowls yesterday. In the lobby of the Maractus Clinic. Oh, that's the one they were thinking of. I was thinking, did we just pick that one up from the, whatchamahoosit? See, I actually forgot this. I forgot this note.
A large quantity of noodle bowls in the victim's clinic.
Mr. Eldoon was very clear about those bowls.
Well, I don't care who did it. Without that stand, I'm finished. All my noodle bowls were in there, too.
Yet the bowls were removed. That night, there was space inside that noodle stand. Space created at the Maractus Clinic, no less. Right around the time that you were there, Miss Alita Tiala.
Stop! I won't listen to any more of these wild fantasies. No, not fantasies. There are worse lies than that spoiled brat's pickup lines.
Oh, I'm sure his pickup lines are terrible.
I would like to remind the witness of her current status. This court does not consider you entirely innocent.
Show me an innocent, I'll show you a fairy tale.
In any case, the defense has somehow made its point. The witness had both a motive and an opportunity to kill Dr. Maractus.
More fairy tales. This whole trial is a fairy tale.
And please pull us back down to reality, Miss Tiala. Oop, there goes gravity. I'm giving you one last chance to explain yourself.
This is it. I was Dr. Maractus pulling that stand that night. And what was Alita Tiala doing inside it? Time to get to the bottom of this case. Yeah, we really haven't established that, have we?
That night, I went to ask Dr. Maractus for the chart. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Kitaki family's hands. But Dr. Maractus didn't understand. For some reason, he thought the Kitakis had sent me. So I gave up and went home. All I did was talk to him.
You knew about the botched operation, so you tried to get rid of the chart to save yourself.
I won't make excuses. And I did warn the good doctor. I gave him a chance. I told him that Brat got his health checkup report, and that he was coming to settle the score.
I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. This is the last testimony. I hope so. Either I perceive the truth, or it's over. Well, way to spoil, we're going to need to use your magic ring again. Then again, is it really the ring that's magic here? Yeah, can we actually, like, look at her? Can we see anything funny going on? I mean, that's the same pose, but I'm sure she isn't going to fiddle with her ring again. Like, I'm not even so much looking, or I'm not even so much looking at the dialogue as I am just looking at the sprite. Sup, Ray? Either you perceive the truth or you don't perceive the truth. I'm not sure if you can always see actually what's going on here. So maybe I have to press. The real truth was the witnesses we questioned along the way. So you did go to steal that chart. Were you listening? I said I asked him for it.
The victim was a man in good health. I don't see how she could have coerced him.
True, it would have been impossible without a pistol. What if she did have a pistol? I'll admit I wanted the shot, that much is true. My reason was simple. It certainly would have put a damper on your wedding plans, I'd say. Not only that, if the Kitakis had gotten that shot, I'd probably be with Dr. Maractus now, pulling that great noodle stand in the sky. Seems our witness was in a fix as well. Who would want to die pulling a noodle stand? When I die, it will be by disappearing mysteriously in the middle of a magic act. Could we be a little less morbid, please? Don't Houdini yourself. So you see, I needed that shot. He didn't understand. He wouldn't listen to a word I was saying. The moment he saw me, he started to tremble. I thought, what a sad excuse for a man. Please don't smile like that anymore, it's creepy. He was practically delusional. They sent you? He thought the Kitakis had sent me to get the shot. It makes some sense. You are their son's fiancé. Don't make me laugh. The Kitakis send me? They don't play that way. If they'd known about that shot, they would have gone in there with guns blazing. But I couldn't convince the trembling doctor otherwise. If that was really all that happened, what were all those noodle bowls doing there? How should I know? There weren't any bowls when I went, I know that much. Why don't you let me be and go look for your killer someplace else, aight? Do I detect uncertainty there? It's my last chance. Apollo, any word from your bracelet? Yeah, actually. I felt it respond. I couldn't see a thing. It's up to you, Apollo. Trying to perceive the truth. Here comes justice.
Here comes justice.
Was it here? Was it in the last statement where we gotta look? I mean, she, like, the way she is, like, has her hand to her neck? That could be something. Let's see if I get penalized for this. Yeah, there it is. I see it. It was! Yeah, she is, like, wiggling her hand around. Or, like, playing with her scarf. Gotcha. Nah. Yeah, I guess you really can't see that in the full body sprite. All I did was talk. And lie. Well, what? Show me proof! I'm pretty sure about this one. I'm gonna be getting the hang of this. A little slip in confidence and they give it all away. The proof is you, Miss Tiala. All I did was talk to him, you claim. Yet you can't hide your own nervous twitch when you say those words. My twitch? What are you talking about? I stream on Kick. You have a habit of scratching the area of your neck around the edge of your scarf. What? What? This is working better than I'd hoped. Her unconscious actions tell the truth she won't say. Let's be real, she streams on Blue Twitch? Oh, absolutely. She's all about that money bag. Habits and lies, 2 dots. Connect the dots and find the truth. Don't look at me like that! I told you the truth! Seems that when you recall what really happened to that office, you can't keep your hands off your neck, can you? Seems that nervous habits are unconscious reactions that manifest when someone is trying to hide something. You can't hide behind your scarf, Miss Tiala. Something happened between you and the victim in the Maractus Clinic office. And I've got proof that shows exactly what happened. So this is the lamp. What's that? You're touching your scarf again. There's something unusual about this lamp. The bulb is broken, and there's a red splotch on the cord. Eh? Seeing how you hide your neck, I think I can come up with a plausible explanation for the lamp state. Well, spit it out. This talking in circles nonsense is killing me. Very well. The answer is very simple, Miss Alita Tiala. Please remove your scarf. This is a trial to determine what happened in that park. Yet we seem to have drifted off target. Objection! Not quite the fatality yet. Not quite. We might have took a round off her. It's not quite the fatality. We'll find out soon enough if we're drifting, as soon as the witness removes her scarf. I won't do it. This is insane. I'm an unrelated third party. You can't order me to remove it.
Miss Tiala, I'm afraid you've forgotten what's already been proven.
What?
You're hardly unrelated. Please remove your scarf.
No! No! I knew it. So I was right, wasn't I, Miss Alita Tiala? Your neck. That isn't what I think it is. I mean, your neck! That was the judge saying that. Hold on. I completely read that wrong.
Your neck! That isn't what I think it is!
Something did happen that night at the Maractus Clinic. You needed to get that chart back no matter what it took. Even if you had to steal your fiancé's pistol to do it. Yes, Judge, it's the result of a multi-year kink she can't get enough of. Oh, wait. I mean, you could just try and pin Waki as an abuser.
But wait! Looking at this lamp and the witness's neck, it looks like the very opposite happened.
Exactly. The victim in the clinic that night was this witness. Specifically, you tried to threaten Dr. Maractus, and he attacked you. Nah, he's too stupid to be an abuser. Very true. Very true. He almost white knights her, too, so... That's what happened that night at the Maractus Clinic. If anything, she'd be choking him. Oh, yes. Big Eek. The feathers fly like a John Woo movie. He's rash and angry, not a guy who plans and gaslights. Gaslight girl boss.
Order! 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 Will someone please tell me what really happened? And will someone mop up all these feathers?
I told you the truth already. I went to the clinic that night to warn Dr. Maractus. That gangster knows everything. He's coming for you.
Looks like my clinic's seen its last patient.
We have to get rid of that chart. Quick, open your safe. Give it to me.
So you can save your own skin?
What?
I know what you're up to. You want in with the family. If they see that chart, you're finished. Leaving me holding the short straw. But if I'm going down, I'll want some company. You.
And what happened next?
He jumped at me and knocked me to the floor. Then he took that cord. Cal Maractus was serious. Deadly serious. He really tried to strangle me. I must have blacked out.
God, really? Clavier is just snapping his fingers to this whole thing? To all this dark shit?
So, you were the victim.
And the red splotch on the cord was your lipstick.
I didn't want to remember that night. That's why I didn't bring it up. There, are you happy now? I was out cold, almost killed. And you claim I then snuck into that noodle stand? But how could I?
Yeah, we're clearly doing more bad than good here.
Well, one thing is clear. We now know what really happened at the Maractus Clinic. And it would seem that our victim was not entirely without blame himself.
I'm sorry. I get so nervous just thinking of it. It's hard to breathe. I told you everything. Can I go home now?
You bear some responsibility for events that day, true. Yet if you were also a victim, this court would owe you some sympathy. Well, Mr. Justice, I believe this clears up the remaining questions for Miss Tiala.
When did this happen? Suddenly everyone's sympathizing with her.
I don't know what to think anymore, Apollo.
I mean, is that it? Do we know everything we need to know about Miss Tiala?
Very well. This finishes the cross-examination of this...
Not so fast. This party's just getting started. Now we rock! What? Those spikes on your head are softer than they look. Or do you not have the stomach to go all the way?
Prosecutor Gavin?
Cal Maractus choked Alita Tiala. He fell unconscious. But what happened next?
He's right. There is more we don't know.
But she was choked hard enough to leave that mark. She would have been out for a while.
Even still, what if it was her in that noodle stand?
Alita Tiala, half dead, Dr. Maractus pulling that stand, and a bullet fired from inside the noodle stand.
What if it's all true? We might have already figured out what truly happened that night.
Miss Alita Tiala, as you can see, we're not through with you just yet.
You really want to blame me for this murder, don't you? You too, Prosecutor Gavin?
Fräulein, I only wish to know the truth. Well, let's go back over what we've learned up till now. On the day of the murder, Waki saw his checkup report, from which he learned about the bullet still inside him. So, he took a pistol from the family stash, with the intent to give Dr. Maractus some of his own medicine.
And Miss Tiala heard about this from Waki, so she went to the Maractus Clinic ahead of time, in order to get rid of the chart with her signature.
But then, something happened.
Sounds like you figured it all out. But remember, I was the victim. I was out cold.
But what about Dr. Maractus? That does seem to be the problem. He had just strangled Alita Tiala, perhaps, he thought, to death. What did he do after his crime?
I was just knocked out, not dead.
From the state of his clinic and the scene of the park, I think it's clear what the good doctor did next. Well, Air Forehead, care to guess?
Well, Mr. Justice, what did Dr. Maractus do?
Maybe he did think he killed Alita Tiala. Do I have evidence to show what he did next? Of course, I don't have a save at this point. I mean, that's gotta be why he put her in the stand. To show what he did next. Is that when he started pulling the stand? I mean, what else can it be, right? As his next move, Dr. Maractus stole Guy Eldune's noodle stand. What? Killing me disturbed him that much? So much he randomly stole a noodle stand? It wasn't so random. Remember all the bowls in the clinic's foyer? Bowls that belonged inside that stand? I think it's pretty obvious, don't you? That stand was at the clinic. However, the question is, why did he remove the bowls? Maybe because the stand was heavy? Or he wanted to put something in the stand in their place.
Ah! Wait, you don't mean...
I do. Dr. Maractus did replace those bowls with something. Your corpse, Miss Tiala. My corpse! Dr. Maractus panicked. He thought he killed you. His next move would be to dispose of the body. That's crazy talk! You're all crazy! Then let's think about it. Logically, the doctor had a place to dispose of you in mind. But on his way there, who should he run into but the defendant, Waki Kitaki? I question your logic.
What's this, Prosecutor Gavin?
The park is a dead end. Why would he head in that direction to begin with? That's right. He had no reason to go there. Oh, now I get it. It was a trick. That spoiled brat made him do it. He made the doctor steal the stand. Tell me, why would someone go to a dead end? Unless the park was his destination. What?
Apparently, the defense has an idea. Tell us where Dr. Maractus was heading with the stand. Here, please show us on this diagram. Where exactly was the victim dragging that stand?
Well, it's gotta be in the river.
Yeah, that's a river!
Yes, Your Honor. I scarcely need to explain why. The perfect place to dispose of a body. He was gonna throw me into that river? He didn't have many other options, Fräulein. Mac. I believe this clears up all the remaining questions. The victim pulling the stand and the defendant before him. And inside the stand, you, Miss Alita Tiala. And then the denouement. Wesley Stickler of panty snatching fame walks up. Seeing the two men, he shouts. In that instant... Of course, we get triangle noses again. So, I shot him? You were the only one who could have stolen Waki's pistol. It had to be you.
Well, Miss Tiala.
Nice work.
You mean I'm right?
I mean, you've done a fine job dreaming up a story to get that spoiled brat off the hook. You're the one who's dreaming. Apollo's backed up everything he said with facts. If you're so sure he's making it up, give us another reason. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling that stand through the park? Who knows? But there's one gaping hole in your logic. I think Mr. Gavin knows whereof I speak. Where of what? Can't believe she's still trying to deny this.
This is just what they do in this series.
Is this true, Prosecutor Gavin?
Must I always be the one to point out Air Forehead's errors? Maybe there really is something. I believe the Fräulein speaks of Herr Doctor's car. His car?
That's right. The Maractus Clinic has that big garage.
in which sat a green sports car, was it?
Why would he steal the stand in the first place? If he wanted to carry a body, he would have used his car. And so we find our victim without probable cause to steal that stand, and our defense without a case. Objection! I have an idea. You know that green car? I bet it wouldn't run. It was broken. What an excellent counter-argument, Fräulein. Too bad you're quite wrong. Huh? Don't tell me you've forgotten what happened to your daddy. Daddy? That's right. That night, the car that hit Mr. Wright was that green sports car.
Oh, yes! I'd nearly forgotten about it.
Afterward, he drove it back to that garage. It ran fine. That's right. So why didn't he use his beloved sports car, A glaring contradiction, to be sure. More glaring than your forehead. No. No! Damn indeed.
Order! 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 Well, Mr. Justice, why didn't Dr. Maractus use his car to carry the body?
Is that a groan of surrender I hear? Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know. Everything you've learned over the last 2 days. Everything I've learned?
Mr. Justice, this contradiction casts doubt on your entire case. This is truly your last chance. Which means I am going to safety save one more time. The defense will explain to us what happened that night.
Let's see. Do we know? Okay, someone else stole the stand. Is that possible? Is that possible? I want to try and rule this out. Can we say, do we know if someone else could have stole the stand? Trying to like go over the rest of the events beforehand in my head. Well, clearly the car didn't run is not the answer. Clearly. He carried the body in the car. No, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with he carried the body in the car. The victim used the car to carry the body. Ah, so you're throwing out everything you've proven up until now. Well, if the car wasn't broken, I admire your adaptability in the face of impossible odds, yet this does not explain why he was pulling that stand. What's going on? Is Prosecutor Gavin trying to tell me something?
Perhaps we need to ask you again. This is truly your last chance.
Really? Huh, you got a freebie. So then it's gotta be someone else stole the stand. Actually, it was someone else who stole that stand.
But then why was the victim pulling it?
Well, he would have had to steal it from someone else.
We're back where we started, Mr. Justice.
Without an explanation for why he didn't use the car. Really? I can't believe I, wasn't penalized for any of that. So the car didn't run. I have an idea. It's all coming together. Wait, why would the car not have been able to run? That night, Dr. Maractus couldn't use his car. Now you're making even less sense than usual! Not according to my information, Miss Tiala. Put one and one together and the explanation is simple.
If it's so simple, perhaps you can show us some evidence. Show us proof why the car wouldn't run that night.
Is it really because of the magic panties? Is it really because of them?
Let's see now.
Panties? Again? All sorts of things come out of my panties. Even the truth. You're looking at it like, what the fuck is going on in here? This courtroom really is bonkers. Another crime was committed the night of the murder. The theft of these panties. The latest in a string of similar thefts, actually. But that night, the snatcher was caught in the act. A brave young girl chased the thief until he hid in the Maractus Clinic garage. What? The snatcher hid the panties there before running. Perhaps someone in this court remembers where he hid them?
Why? Weren't they found in the car's exhaust pipe?
Exactly. By the way, I learned something yesterday. A very important piece of information. And I learned it from you, Prosecutor Gavin. So you were here investigating? I was on my way home when my hog gave up the ghost. Your hog? My motorcycle won't start. A clogged exhaust pipe. Man, that was just a throwaway line. I didn't think about that at all. Is that really true? Is that really true? Can you just put something in there? Can you just put a piece of clothing in a tailpipe in a car and it won't run? Not real. I mean, I get it, but the exhaust couldn't come out as easily, at least, but the clothing would have to be really, sturdy to not fill through, right? Or even just push out the thing itself. But, you see, I don't know. I'm skeptical here, but admittedly, I don't know the first thing about cars, or just engines in general. I mean, so I guess I just gotta go with it. Too bad. It looks like such a nice bike too. Hard to believe that it could break just from that. Cars, motorbikes, they're all the same. Clog the exhaust and they won't run. My, how interesting. While Miss Tiala and the doctor were struggling, the panty snatcher snuck into the Maractus garage. From that time until the time we found these, that car wouldn't start. What? That's why Dr. Maractus had to use the noodle stand. It was the next closest thing he could think of. Well, Miss Tiala, this wraps your doubts up quite nicely, I think. So it does. Where am I? So dark, can't see. Cramped. The pain, my throat's budding.
What's your problem?
You, Doc, I know what you did. Waki? You lied to me. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, man.
Wait, let me explain.
Fine, I'll give you your last request.
Listen, you're being tricked, but not how you think. It's not just me.
No! He'll ruin everything! I have to stop him.
Cease this at once, you! You too!
Still snapping his fingers. Gavin just doesn't give a fuck. It's like, clearly he's like... He's not a bad guy.
Funny, this isn't the way it was supposed to turn out.
Oh well, too bad.
There's still one mystery. How did you manage to disappear from that stand?
In the silence after the shot, I heard the witness running.
I believe we heard as much from Wesley Stickler. He went to use a public phone to inform the police.
Which is when I made my escape.
Which is when you left that slipper print.
Dr. Maractus didn't bother taking my slippers off. I threw them out after I stepped in that paint, though.
That was your mistake.
No, my biggest mistake was coming to you for help, Mr. Justice. I believed in you. You and your anything agency. If anyone would get Walkie declared guilty, it was you.
Wow. Had so much faith in them not being competent.
I believe we've reached a conclusion of sorts. Prosecutor Gavin, how is Miss Alita Tiala doing?
She's confessed to everything. We're processing her arrest now.
Prosecutor Gavin sure seems calm for someone who just lost. I think he already knew. He'd figured out she was the killer a while ago.
Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know. Everything you've learned over the last 2 days.
He lost. But I didn't exactly win, either.
Something the matter there, Forehead?
Looks like it's time to announce a verdict. Not guilty!
Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
Is Walkie scratching his ass?
Court is adjourned!
Sorry. Oh my god, that took 6 hours.
Great job, Apollo! You did it!
Damn, I had to get up to use the bathroom and I missed the end. Yeah, we did somehow.
Walkie's off the hook. Free to become the gangster he's always wanted to be. And he has you to thank.
Hey, attorney man! You're gonna pay for what you did to my Alita, Holmes!
More to blame, I guess.
You give my Alita back! Stupid pointy head attorney with a death wish! Who's this? Who's this gonna be? This is one of two people. This is either his dad, or it's gonna be Eldoon. Okay, it could be his mom, but I don't know. It's his dad, okay.
Enough, Walkie.
Mr. Kitaki!
It's high time you open your eyes, Walkie.
What do you know, old man? I think it's about time you open yours. Giving up the life trying to become some kind of businessman?
Don't talk about what you don't understand, Walkie.
I'm afraid the guard is going to throw them both out.
If not in jail. Wouldn't that be a happy ending?
Hey, maybe we can help him out.
We know why Mr. Kitaki needs to make so much money. Maybe we should tell Walkie.
Oh, Walkie, Apollo has something to tell you.
Huh? I do? Way to put me on the spot. Was that?
Show him the reason why, Apollo. Why is Mr. Kitaki trying to become a businessman?
Is it to pay for the wedding? Oh, it's to pay for the operation. He loves noodles. What's the one we want to... Yeah, do this. Think about it, Walkie. Think about your condition. I talked with your mother, Little Plum, yesterday.
It pays, but we need a lot of money right now. Clean money, that is.
He doesn't mean... You aren't really... Are you?
I searched the globe, and I found one. A doctor who can take that bullet out of you, Waki. But it's an expensive procedure.
Man, but you got plenty of money already, don't you?
I won't use it. It was the gangster life that did this to you, Waki. I want to help you. I want to do it clean.
Oh my god, those are... That's a great reveal.
Please understand, Waki.
Dad? Man, I see how it is, old man. Always you looking out for some fooly-cooly shit right there. Yeah, I was afraid they were gonna fall off. Waki? Listen good, old man. One day, I'm gonna take you out. Then we'll see who's the OG. You try to hide in your business suit, I'll find you. Stupid old geezer. My, Waki.
No, it's as it should be.
Mr. Kitaki. I liked him more without the puppy dog eyes.
I'm glad to have met you. I'm not so good with words. But I know a professional job when I see one. Thank you.
Ooh, me? I don't think...
Someday, I'll bake you one of our latest. The Kitaki Lime Pie.
He's opening a pie shop?
So long.
And he was gone. Well, let's head back, Apollo. To the Right Anything Agency. Hey, since when do I work at your agency? Aw, we make a good team. Don't just stand there, let's get going. Huh, why not? She did help me out. And there's a few questions that still need answers. Like this power of mine that she showed me. My bracelet. If anyone can help me figure it out, it's her. Though I can't say I care much for what her father has become. Oh, that's right. We have to go someplace first. Huh? Where? Fly to claim our reward from Mr. Eldoon. Ah, salty noodles. Right. You got his stand back already? Oh, and after that, you can come see my show. With a special appearance by the amazing Mr. Hat. Oh, it's special, all right. Please, anything but him. Yeah! Oh my god, we finished another case. We keep going. Turnabout Serenade. Let's go. Ah. This one's all about Clavier. Apparently they only have the one song. And you saw that, Pompadour. You saw that thing. You know where we're going with this. Rock on, everyone. This party's not over yet. Get out your handkerchiefs for our special guest. That's right, baby. The night's just getting started. Thank you for coming to the Gaviner's Guilty as Charged tour. This ends the first part of tonight's show. It'll now be a 20-minute intermission. He didn't say that himself. July 7th, 8:05 p.m. Oh, look at the badger. This is so cool! Us at a Gaviner's concert! Huh, did you say something? My ears are still ringing. The Gaviners, putting the sick back in music. Well, I thought Mr. Gavin was really nice, sending us those tickets at 20% off. They're hard to get a hold of, you know. When you invite people to a concert, it's usually free. Let's head to his dressing room, Apollo. You know, like we're a couple of VIPs. I've always dreamed of being a VIP at a Gaviner show. Trucy. You didn't know who Prosecutor Gavin was before that case. What kind of fan doesn't know the lead vocalist's name? Oh, this guy. Well, he was more like a prince, really. He let us in. Clavier, what a lovely name. He's so dreamy. Yeah, but I'm a girl. I'm supposed to swoon over gods of rock. That's troubling. God-awful, maybe. Is that the first time she's done that? That animation? The eto bleh? The mlem? I bought all their stuff on the way home from the trial. I got 12 oh my god, I can't say it. I got 12 Gaviner's albums and 15 concert videos. That was quite a bit of impulse shopping. I got an advance on my next 15 years worth of allowance. For Mr. Wright, that sounds like a real act of generosity. Phoenix has money? Who'd have imagined me here at a Gaviner's concert watching Prosecutor Gavin rock? To be honest, he was kind of cool, and I'm kind of envious. Not that I'd ever admit that to Trucy. Well, apparently she can read your mind, so watch out. What is all this police getup? And oh my god, I thought that G on that police suit over there, I thought that was a swastika for a second. I'm like, what the fuck?
Ah, you made it.
Mr. Gavin, thanks so much for the tickets. And the invoice you sent along with them. You were incredible up on stage, Mr. Gavin. The bootlicker vibes? Sup, noob.
Nothing like music to brighten the mood after a trial, yeah? And we're almost ready for our next act. I'm looking forward to it myself.
Oh my god. How the hell do we say that name? This guy calling himself a punk SMH. I know. It's that might not necessarily be his. I think that's one of his more of his bandmates stuff. Oh god, I always struggled with this name ever since I first played this game. Do I go with the French saying Lamy Raw? Lamy Raw? Do I go Lammy Royer if I go super white with it? I don't know. I think I defaulted to the French saying, so I have no idea if it's correct. I'm going with it. Lammy Raw's singing, right? The siren of the ballad? Lamy Wua?
Wua?
Sorta. Like, it's got a rhyme with noir. Lamy Raw. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. The siren of the ballad? Oh yeah. That flyer said she flew all the way over for this show. Doesn't cause you noir wrong too. Well, again, that's the white way of saying noir. At least, you know, film noir. The genre, at least.
That's right, I happened to catch her show while overseas. Her voice is divine. I knew I had to invite her to perform with us.
Noir, that, and Gardevoir are all the same sound at the end. Gardevoir, noir. Yeah, not noir, noir. I don't know. We could be picky about this some other time. Lammiwar says you praise me too highly. Who the hell is that? Who's this guy? He's huge.
Ah, allow me to introduce Mr. Romain Latousse.
Oh, that's a pun I don't get.
Lammiwar's manager, and her interpreter, incidentally. It is a great honor for us to be here, and a great honor for Lammiwar to be heard in this country.
Now that's a language. That voice. I wish I could understand it. It's beautiful. Oh, it's Lammiwar! I'm actually meeting Lammiwar! Lammiwar. Mysterious songstress. Her quiet, deep song glides through the air, lilting above a sparse but elegant piano accompaniment. Now this is music. She's a real artist. Mommy.
Lammiwar says, "We have long looked forward to this joint performance.
Ah, Lamirar, your voice. It is art. Yeah, that looks like French. Okay, we gotta look up what the hell... What is she called in Japanese? In the Japanese version of this. So, we're going to the Ace Attorney wiki real quick. What the hell is she, Where can I find this stuff here? Where are we? Come on. Hopefully I don't spoil myself by looking at this thing. Hold on, we're just gonna... I should just search for the name. Yeah, don't go here if you haven't played the game yourself. This will spoil the hell out of everything. What the hell's her name in the Japanese version? Why can't I see that? Why can't I find that? Here we go. Names in other languages. Yeah, okay, so it pretty much is that. It is the French word. Yeah, Damiroa in Japanese. So definitely that kind of thing. Actually, it should say the meaning right here. Let's see. Lamirar comes from the phrase le miroir, which means the mirror in French. La is probably used instead of le because of Lamirar's gender. Okay. Le miroir. The mirror. Okay. Yep, the Japanese Poland English thing with katakana. Absolutely.
Yet without his piano to guide me, it is but a voice.
Oh, hi, little man. This is her fuckboy. I've seen this kid somewhere before. He plays piano at all of Lamirar's concerts. He's cute, and he's a really good pianist. This is the best pronunciation you're getting out of us. Good pianists are a dying breed, I hear.
Allow me to introduce Maki Tobaye. He is blind. That is why he never strays far from Lamirar. They are always together.
They're like characters from some fairy tale. True, see, pianist isn't quite the word you're looking for, but close. Lamirar's so, what's that word? Exotic. And mysterious. She does seem quite pretty, at least her eyes do.
Hers is a kind of sightseeing musique.
Strange, that's the word. Huh?
She travels the globe putting the sights she sees into song. Even though her appearance and voice are exotic, her songs remind us of something close and warm.
Sights into song? That's so poetic.
She was gracious enough to put music to my lyrics tonight. The Guitar's Serenade. I hope you enjoy it.
I can't wait!
And now it is time. In the next part, we're giving the Gaviners hard rock a little rest. Lamirar, the stage is yours. The band members will not be played during Lamirar's ballad. Only Maki's tender tones and Lamirar's dulcet voice.
I guess it could be Machi, I don't know.
And my guitar, of course.
Woohoo! Nights like this make it all worthwhile, you know. Okay, that woohoo I did was very Homer Simpson coping. Woohoo! I should have learned to play the guitar. There's not much romance in Chords of Steel.
Shall we hit the stage then?
Good luck, Mr. Gavin.
Take care your hearts aren't stolen away, yeah?
Let's get back to the concert hall, Polly. Oh, I forgot this was kind of, this was a whole cutscene in and of itself. Yeah, that means they redrew all of this, too. Actually, no, yeah, Lamirar is actually a 3D model. Oh, you're lurking? Oh, that's right, you didn't stream yesterday, so you're gonna stream today, right? Have a good one, Axel. Oh, now Gavin has a model. Did they remodel this? I wonder. It's certainly not a, Hey, Magic was Trucy's thing. Is that planned? Damn it, I just bought that thing. Wow, wasn't Lamirar amazing? I even cried a little. I was surprised Prosecutor Gavin actually burned his guitar. Yeah, that even surprised me, and I'm a magician. What a production. What a destruction. I don't think Prosecutor Gavin was expecting it either, oddly. He looked as surprised as I was. Is that what they call risking life and limb for art? I think he's my new hero. Not sure I'd call that art. Sorry, I burped out of that. Sup, bro? How are you tonight? Well, what are we doing here? Let's get going to Mr. Gavin's dressing room. There's 20 minutes to the last part of the show. How many breaks does this band need? You definitely need a ton of breaks when a murder's about to happen. What the heck was that? I was never consulted about it. Sorry, Mr. Gavin, sir. I've asked the man in charge. I play new rock, not Great Balls of Fire. Speaking of fire, I have a good mind to fire whoever's responsible. He seems upset. Apollo Justice, were you the one who tried to torch me? Hey, I didn't do it. So much for risking your life for art. The guitar serenade is ruined. Ruined! Well, let's try to talk to him at least. I'm not sure that's the best move right now. Oh, first off, we got to examine all this stuff around here. I mean, first off, all this police stuff, I was thinking, you know, being a prosecutor, you work with the police department quite a bit, but after looking at the wiki page... Oh, sup, Kenny? Welcome in! Welcome in, Raiders! How are you tonight, Droplets? How are you tonight, Kenny? What were you up to tonight here? Oh, more Pokemon? I see. Okay, just some general shiny hunting. I hope you got some good stuff. Well, if you don't know me, if you Raiders aren't familiar with me, sup nerds. I'm Satoru. I'm proud to be a nerd. You should be too. Also, I got my little buddy here. My friend here. His name is Squishy. Recently debuted just yesterday. And yeah, I'm playing some Apollo Justice tonight. We just started Case 3, so if you're a little behind. Yeah. I might reveal some stuff for you if you haven't seen it yet, or if you plan to play it yourself. Which you should, because the Ace Attorney games are very good. Only one shiny? Aw, that sucks. Hopefully you'll do better next time. But yeah, if you've been going along tonight, definitely you can take care of all that post-stream care and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm about to examine all this stuff, and oh yeah, what was my train of thought? Oh yeah, look at the wiki. I should have realized the obvious thing, that just, you know, we could be like referencing the police right now, the actual band. Also, sup, Mordred? Thanks for the follow, much appreciated. What's a police recruitment poster doing here? Rock on with the police. Maybe they're trying to trick kids into thinking the police are some kind of band. That's just silly. Who name a band the Police? Ah, I see what you did there. That guitar! That's the legendary AA400, the Red Badger. I thought rock was supposed to be rebellious, not civic. How am I? I'm doing okay. Every aspiring guitarist wants one of these. They even paint their own guitars to look like it. Ah, the fickleness of youth. You should dye your hair Badger red, too. I like my hair the way it is, thank you very much. Ah, the stubbornness of age. Also, I hope all of you are ready for the Switch 2 reveal tomorrow morning. I will be up. I'll be up nice and early for that. That speaker looks familiar. Oh? Yeah, like the one for the PA system back in school. Oh, we have one of those in my classroom, too. That's right, she's still in junior high. I feel old. A police uniform hangs on the stand here. Ooh, I want to try it on. Nothing to see here, move along. It's okay, you don't have to go that far to be special. I mean, you're not exactly the type who's just another face in the crowd. Really? You think so? I guess you're right. Now I feel like a meanie for making that insinuation. What's going on with all this shit on the table? Those are some pretty heavy-duty gloves. Maybe they have to carry around hot pots or something. They are a little thick. I couldn't even stuff a pigeon in those. That's exactly what I was thinking. These flyers? Look, it's a postcard of Lamirar. What are these letters at the bottom? I've never seen these before. It must be your native tongue, Borginian. Borginian, huh? Ooh, it's evidence. Why is that plastic bowl of stew sitting there? Maybe they use it for interrogating bad guys. Fess up to what you did and we'll let you eat that stew. That's just mean. It gets worse. See, if the bad guy confesses, they say, okay, eat it, if you can. See, it's made of plastic. It's like you don't know which ones are the real bad guys. I think you need to take a deep breath, Trucy. Ooh, a cruiser guitar! They sold those to commemorate 5 years of the band. Rocking it hard under the speed limit. There's a cruiser bass and a cruiser drum set and a cruiser keyboard. Even a cruiser whistle. I'm not so sure about that last one. It's for blowing the whistle on criminals. I don't think that requires an actual whistle, Trucy. Well, Trucy's no Maya. It's true. Someone drew the governor's mark in lipstick here. Lipstick? I'd like to wear lipstick someday. Oh, you don't use lipstick yet, Trucy? Daddy won't let me. Not until I learn to play piano, he says. You'll be waiting a long time then, I'm afraid. Oh yeah, what's up with this? This place is decorated like a high school dance. Though I think our decorations were paper, not chains. The Gaviners are into chains. It's part of their image. Huh, no kidding. Ever since they used chains on the cover art for Gonna Lock You Up. They're really into the whole police thing, aren't they? It'd be cooler if they turned that red light on. They don't have to turn on that. They don't have to turn on the red light. Another police reference! That's Roxanne! See, they always get some funny quips. Okay, what's going on? Clavier. You mean the guitar? That wasn't part of the act?
Part of the act? Who'd burn up a guitar on purpose?
But it worked really well with the lyrics just then. Burning on in my heart, fire, burn my love away, all away.
Wait, you think the audience thought it was... Sounds like he got lucky.
They probably thought it was part of the act. At least I did.
He got lucky and he didn't realize it.
Anyway, that guitar was the Ferrari of guitars.
All the speed, all the sound, and all the price. If I burned one of those at every show, I'd go broke. Unusually frugal for a rock band.
Try saying that to Mr. Gavin.
Tongue. Today's been one disaster after another.
My hog won't run, my guitar case is broken.
Daddy told me there'd be days like these. Wasn't Lammy Roar's song incredible? You worked hard. You worked on it too, right, Mr. Gavin?
Ah, yes, thanks. It was a collaboration. I wrote the lyrics and she wrote the melody.
You know, I was surprised she could sing in English.
I'm sure she practiced a long time for this day. Ah, here. What's this? The lyric sheet. It's yours. Signed by myself and Lammy Roar.
Thanks so much. I don't think like my cola.
All I ever got to sign are client defense agreements. Almost time for the third act of the night.
Oh, there's more?
Yes, Lammy Roar's part is done. Now it's time for us to drop our groove again, yeah? Hope you're ready to catch it.
Woo! Ready, Apollo?
I think I'll pass. I like the bit with Lammy Roar, but the rest could use a volume knob. Turned way down.
Ah, Apollo, you're getting old. Does 22 qualify as old to a 15-year-old?
Well, yeah. Anything over than like 1 year is a boomer.
Well, I'm going.
Let the old folks rest backstage, yeah? Time to rock.
He's 27. Hey, you're older than I am.
I think I've examined everything I can, so we go in the hallway. I see something on the floor.
Hey, it's you! That right kid?
Hey, it's you, best girl.
Detective Sky?
I'll let that right kid business pass.
Call me Emma. There's no need for titles once you've shared a bottle of fingerprinting powder.
That's a new one.
So, Emma, what are you doing here?
Isn't it obvious? I'm snacking.
You think I want to be here? Me in charge of security in this pit?
Security? Did something happen?
There's no knowing with that glimmerous fop. Apparently, he's all upset because something was stolen. He wanted security back here during the concert. Where does he get off acting like he's some big rock star?
Bet he is a big rock star.
Exactly.
Come on. Okay, that was easy.
Ugh. Hey, you listening to me?
So, where's this door here lead to?
This one? That's Lammy Roar's dressing room. Don't even think of going in there unless you want a piece of snack ooze in your face.
Is she ever in a good mood, I wonder?
Yes, we get to look at the badger.
What's that odd-looking doll doing there?
Oh! That's the blue munch badger.
Did you try either talking or munching, but not both? She snack-ooed me.
Serves me right for going up of my way.
Sorry, I don't speak snack ooze. Yeah, I saw this a while ago. What's this? Some kind of headset earpiece? Why would someone leave this in the hallway? They really have her looking a lot more like Lana here. Oh, it's been a bunch of years. 10? Maybe Lammy Roar's bodyguard dropped it? Emma! Will you stop eating those snacks for 1 second and listen? Ha, if you think you're going to pull me away from my snacks just to hear you mumbling on and on about whatever, you're going to be sorely disappointed. At least I got her to stop munching. That's a pretty sturdy looking box there. Maybe it's an instrument case. There's a guitar next to it. Don't even think about taking that. I don't think I could even carry it. You snack-ooed me. Come to think of it, I am a little thirsty. I'll have some tea. I think I'll get a water. I'll have tea. If you want tea so bad, go buy it yourself. You snack-ooed me. I'll take a tea. A tea. He's just a little bitch. The Governor's Guilty as Charged tour poster. They're plastered all over the place. It's annoying. Well, this is the concert venue. It makes sense. Why? Everyone here is already here. Why advertise to them? People like to see the poster of the concert. It's part of the experience. Do you have to find fault with everything I say? She snackooed me. Yeah, this is... no. So this is Lamirar's dressing room. If you even think about going in there, I'll... Ooh. What was that? 2 shots. Is that a gunshot? Something's going on. You, out of my way. Emma. Lamirar! Lamirar! So is she hitting him with the bag of snacks? She's throwing whatever those, like, chocolate combos are. I don't know why, but Emma munching is a mood for some reason. Oh, absolutely. It's not locked. I'm going in. Emma, in general, is big mood. What's that awful noise? Oh, it's a concert.
He's dead!
No, it's Lamirar's manager, Mr. What's-His-Name. Latousse! Oh, no. Hey, you. Me? Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Right, understood. You want me to make sure no one comes in, right? And don't touch anything. I'll be right back. Well, now we're gonna go touch some stuff. What's going on? I just talked to him, and now... He's alive. Mr. Latousse, can you hear me?
Shot. I was shot.
Ooh, who shot you?
I don't know. Ask
what?
Witness.
Witness? There was a witness? Who?
Cold. So cold. Witness.
You're cold? Don't worry, you're gonna be fine. Help is on the way.
Can't see.
Hang in there, Mr. Latousse. Tell me, who was the witness?
Witness is Siren.
Siren? How can a siren witness anything? Ooh, he dead. Mr. Latousse! That's Emma! What was that? Who's there? What's wrong? Emma, did you see anyone just now? Huh? No. I could have sworn I heard a door close. The concert's been canceled. Backup's on its way. Is Mr. Latousse... He's dead, isn't he? That's terrible. I lost him. Romain Latousse, shot. And I heard his last words. The witness is the siren, whatever that means. Oh god, what do I give his name? What do I give for his voice? Ah, shit. What do I call Shark Boy? Oh, man. Oh, God. You know, it's funny. Just looking at his design, it's basically just the male version of Gargura. Basically. Oh, God. What do I give? What voice do I give him? What do I give him? I mean, he's got to be like, he's got to be grating as fuck, probably, right? He's like,
the venue's locked down. We took names and addresses before letting the crowd go.
Good work, Darian.
I'll let you know if I find out anything about the victim. Later.
It's investigation time then, yeah? Fräulein Detective?
I don't need some rock and rollin' prosecutor to tell me that.
One request I must make. Tell no one on staff or otherwise anything of this.
Ooh, a gag order.
No word gets out other than Mr. Latousse is dead. No word of the cause of death or of the murder.
Tell no one. Not even Lamirar?
Not even her. We must keep everything under wraps. Oh, one other thing. I'll need your signature on this there, forehead. Yours too, Fräulein.
On that? An investigation request? Why just us?
You two are civilians. It's standard procedure.
That should be okay to sign, I think.
Right, well, get started with the investigation.
I'm on it already.
And one tip for you.
Huh? Me?
Try not to get in the Fräulein detective's way. She's in a foul mood today.
Gee, I wonder why. You were all questioned as witnesses, and now none of us can go home. We'll investigate, all right? Our way. Somehow I don't see us getting back to that crime scene anytime soon. Still can't believe I was there when it happened. Not an experience I care to repeat anytime soon. This is no time for navel-gazing. Let's crack this case. I worry about Trucy. She seems to have a very loose idea of what it means to be an attorney. Of course, that's not surprising considering who her father is. Something the matter? No. Let's get cracking. Crack-a-lackin'. Gotta be drinking more. I'm the only one who was there. The only one who heard Mr. Latusse's last words.
The witness is Siren.
First order of business is to find out what he meant by siren. Anything new to examine? Oh, we can examine everything again. That's the Blue Badger, the police mascot. Does the Blue Badger have something to do with the band? Well, yeah. The Blue Badger is the Governor's mascot, too. Huh. Go figure. I hear those things fly off the shelves. I'll have to take a closer look at one someday. What's that? It looks like some kind of future phone. Not a phone, a transceiver. Called a headset. What's a headset doing on the floor? Wait, do you think Mr. Latousse might have been wearing it? Like one of those bodyguards? I don't think he was wearing one when we first met. The LED on this thing is lit. It must be on. Looks like an instrument case. A big instrument case. There's a great magic trick you can do with one of these. Huh? What kind? The miraculous beautiful girl escapes the case illusion. So it's the girl who's miraculous, not the escape. Don't picky. A concert poster for the Guilty as Charged tour. I love that name, Guilty as Charged. Seems kind of negative to me. Well, why don't we do the opposite? Magician Trucy presents the Innocent as Charged tour. Kind of loses its impact, doesn't it? Thirsty Apollo. Want something to drink? How about this one? A Steel Samurai soda. Now in real steel flavor. Huh? Here, my treat. Hey, this isn't enough change. Machines outside are cheaper. This one is highway robbery. All vending machines are way too expensive. That's the Governor's dressing room. Crime scene was Lamiroir's dressing room. Next door. Never know where clues might be hiding, Apollo. Let's case this joint. After you, Trucy P.I. Lamiroir's dressing room. The scene of the crime. We're not supposed to go in there. But aren't we involved? Aren't we duty-bound to investigate? Sadly, no. Though the situation being what it is, now may be our best chance to do some snooping. Snooping as usual. Here, let's start on the Governor's, the place we're allowed to be. Sort of. Really, all these places should not be for the public. Huh, looks like nobody's here. Prosecutor Gavin's probably busy with the case, too. No rest for the wicked. No rest for us either, Apollo. Let's get rocking! Rock, rock! Oh, do I get to examine everything again? Okay, no. Has anything changed? Nothing has changed. Unfortunate. let's try the stage. We haven't been here yet. In the wings. The stage looks empty. I was hoping to get a chance to talk to Prosecutor Gavin. Oh well, nothing to do but go to the crime scene, I guess. I guess. Really? You're not gonna let me do anything? Wow, that piano looks much bigger up close. Machi played so beautifully. Yeah, like a real pianist. That's just silly, Apollo. How can you call someone as good as Machi a pianist? Why, that's like throwing him in the same class as Daddy. Good thing Mr. Wright didn't hear that one. What a big stage! It's on a whole other scale than the Wonder Bar. The lights were so bright I couldn't see the whole first part of the concert. I'd love to do my act on a stage like this someday. Just hold back on the lights for my eyes' sake, please. You'll be too blinded by my magic to worry about lights. You probably don't want to blind the audience if you plan on showing them magic. Now that's a big instrument case. That's a case for a contrabass, I think. You could fit 20 violins in there, I bet. It may look like a violin, but it's a completely different instrument. You could fit 5 truces in there, I bet. Hey, are you comparing me to an instrument? I wonder who left it sitting open like that. Oh goody, ladder stuff. Look, a ladder. I guess they need one to work on the lights and such. Why don't they use a step ladder? I prefer step ladders, really. Is that so wrong? Not wrong, just, well, why do you prefer step ladders? They're so much more flexible than plain old ladders. I prefer my ladders rigid and stable, thank you. She's been malemming a lot. Look at all these electronic devices. I'm guessing they have something to do with sound. Well, I guess when we can fiddle. Let's see here. Don't touch that. A healthy curiosity is the key to a good investigation. When in doubt, fiddle. That's what Daddy always says. They should require parental testing, clearly. Okay, we just get to snoop around the crime scene then. Oh, it's you. I figured you'd come. You have to let us investigate the scene, please. You're attorneys, no? Didn't you wait until you have a client? Matus did tell me to ask the witness, the siren. With his dying breath, no less. Doesn't that count? Glare at me all you want. You'll get no snacks from me. Please, think of poor Lammy Rar. Oh well, I suppose. You did find the body with me. Great, let's get to it. Right. Just try not to touch anything. She's letting us look, and she's not munching her snacks. This bodes well. There are clues here, I can feel it. Leave no hanger unhung, no spot unspotted. Mr. Romain Matus, wasn't it? He was Lammy Rar's manager, and interpreter, apparently. This was his first time in the country. So I'm guessing he didn't know many people here. Doesn't seem likely. Nor can I think of anyone with a motive to murder him. Except for one person, of course. One person? Who? Lammy Rar. No one here might have had a motive, but she's from... What are you talking about? Hey, it was Emma's idea. I said nothing. Always with the snacks. He's a big man, or was. I don't think even I would win in a fight with him. Which is why whoever it was used a revolver, I'm guessing. We've sent a request to the Borginian embassy for more info on him. Well, you and I know more about the crime than anyone. You do? That's true. It was us who found the body. What? I guess that's what I missed for watching the concert. Hey, I wish I was watching the concert. Anything would be better than this. Well, we know the crime took place during the concert, and when we heard the shot and entered the room, the killer was already gone. What? That doesn't make sense. You came in when you heard the shot and no one was here? How did they leave the room? That window is a little too small, isn't it? The mystery of the disappearing killer. Ah, A closed box murder. Classic. There's another Gaviner's poster here. I'm just about sick of seeing those personally. Maybe I'll tear it down. Haha. No tampering with the crime scene, Emma. Maybe there's something else I can tear to shreds. Don't look at me! Really, we got another ladder? Oh, another ladder. Actually, it's technically a step ladder. Well, hello, Miss Fancy Pants. Please forgive my lack of ladder discrimination. I'm less worried about the step ladder and more worried about why it's there. Why is the ladder there? Well, to climb, right? To reach something on the ceiling? I still say it's a step ladder. Well, it's maybe to get up into this vent. The killer vented! We haven't found the imposter yet! Did we hit the emergency meeting button? What's wrong, Apollo? Your mouth is catching flies. Nothing. It's nothing. Maybe that's how the killer escaped? That's what you were thinking, right? Yeah. When we arrived on the scene, the killer had already fled. He or she must have had a way out. And that air vent is one possibility. But it's much too small. Not if the killer were about your size, Trucy. I didn't do it! I was cutting up the dance floor at the time, thank you. I know. Of course I don't think you did it. It's hard to tell with you sometimes, Apollo. Hey, what have I done? Another speaker. That speaker was blaring at the time of the murder. That's for monitoring the stage from this room. Monitoring? It pipes in a real-time feed from the stage microphones. Useful for knowing when your set is coming up. Yes, I seem to recall it being loud and vaguely musical. It made it hard to hear Mr. Latusse's last words. I'm surprised I can't look at the streamers. What's this poster? Let's see. This summer, a Legal Eagles production of Case Closed. Looks like a poster for a different show. One I wouldn't mind seeing real soon. TV! Apollo! Look at that thing! It's huge! That's a TV! Yeah, a wide flat-screen TV. I want one of those. Oh, were HD TVs in vogue yet when this game came out? Well, I guess not really. 2007? Yeah, they might be like on the cusp of becoming more common. You'll be wanting for a long time on your salary, Junior. Wait till you're as famous as Mr. Wright was, then dream. I don't think Daddy was ever rich, even when he was in law. Great, just stomp on my dreams, why don't you? Fruit? Ooh, Apollo, can I eat some of those, please? Absolutely not. I know. Still, I yearn. Look, you're not the only one eyeing that fruit here. Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's eat. Right. Whoa, stop it. Are you too crazy? Emma, you of all people should know better. But she tempted me. She's a temptress. Please grow up. Impossible challenge. Surprised I can't look at that. What's this? Ooh, what a pretty brooch. Oh, Emma. You're not going to say, "Can I have it, please," are you? Oh. Look, you may be a cute little girl of 15, but that doesn't get you any special treatment with me. Oh. It's not healthy to envy the young, Emma. It's not about envy, it's about tampering with evidence. Note to self, Emma lacks a sense of humor. Use caution. You need to learn to respect your elders a little. Something seems so familiar about that brooch. Why can I look at it again? Trucy's still after that brooch, clearly. No way! If you want one that bad, get your daddy to buy it for you. Daddy always says, Trucy, if you want something, go find or borrow it. And when in doubt, beg. Leave it to Mr. Wright. I should be concerned about Trucy's future, but I'm more concerned about the owner of that brooch. Yeah, what are these? Are these bullet holes? Are these bullet holes? Looks like it. There are two here in the wall. From the look of it, the victim was shot once in the shoulder. The first shot must have missed. But there are 2 holes. Wouldn't that mean 2 misses? The murder weapon is a .45 caliber revolver. It's very powerful. I believe what we're seeing here is the mark left by the second bullet after it passed through his shoulder. Ouch, sounds painful. No kidding, I wonder about this murder weapon. We should take a look. This is the murder weapon, isn't it? This revolver. That's right, a big .45 caliber revolver. Wow, I wonder who brought this in here. I thought only police were allowed to have one of those. Why are you giving me that look? I didn't do it. I didn't.
Listen, I was out in the hall eating snackoos when it happened.
I know. No one here thinks you did it, Emma. It's hard to tell with you sometimes, Apollo.
Hey, what have I done?
Wait, if the killer brought a revolver, it must mean they had planned this from the start. That's right? Premeditated. Yeah, why can't I look at it again? A .45 caliber revolver, very deadly. You know, Apollo, I was wondering, what's a caliber? And what does the 45 mean? Huh? You want me to tell you? It's the size of the barrel. Simply put, the larger the caliber, the bigger the round. The bullet, in other words. Bigger bullets do more damage. Wow, chalk 1 point up for forensic science. You know it. But it's not 45 inches, right? That'd be too big. What's the unit of measurement they use, Ms. Science? Well? Hush, kids shouldn't ask so many questions. Seeing these mirrors lined up like that makes me think I'm really in a dressing room. You are in a dressing room. This must be makeup. I've never heard of most of these brands. Maybe they're Borginian? All I know is they sure don't make for much of a clue. What an amazing bouquet. I mean, it's giant. Not sure I approve. It'd be better if this flower was a bit more... Oh! The flower fell off. What happened to preserving the crime scene, Emma? It's fine, I'll just put it back, see? How scientific. This is one of those, things, right? At the barber's? A permanent dryer. Want me to curl those bangs of yours? No thanks. Better not mess with his hair, Emma. It's part of his identity, you know. I'll get to the body in a second. Look at all these presents. Lammy Raw sure is popular. Ooh, I wonder what's inside. Well, we can't open them, can we? Probably not a good idea. You never know what you might find in one of these boxes. Bombs, razors, ransom notes. Could be anything. I'm never having a birthday party again. Look, there's a little window over here. Maybe the killer escaped through that. It's barely big enough for me to get my head through.
Not to mention it only opens a crack.
What? I was just saying it's possible. Right, no harm in that. Except I'm pretty sure it is impossible.
You could peek into the room through it, though, you know.
Well, there was mention in coat hangers, but ain't nothing happening with it. Now we look at the body. And that's a body, isn't it? Sure is. The victim, no less. Let's take a closer look. Go ahead, Apollo, you first. Me? No, you should go first, Trucy, really. Will you two stop bickering and get over here? She's munching on snackoos again. Hope she's not too annoyed. Is that blood? Why don't you examine this one, Apollo? You know more about, red stuff than I do, yeah. Says who? Something is strange about this blood, though. Is that what it looks like? Yeah, he clearly tried to write something. Nothing about this blotch. Is that all we're looking at? Yeah, that's it. Ooh? Wait, his hand's closed. Apollo, look at this hand. He's holding something. Hey, no touching! You can throw all the snacks at me you like, Emma. But sooner or later, you're going to run out of them. You raise a good point. I'm a bit intrigued by this scene. Let's take a look. See there? He's holding something. What's this? A key ring? You think it might belong to the killer? Certainly a possibility. What an unusual key ring. And what unusual keys. This could be a vital clue. The body was holding a key ring. I wonder what it could mean. It must mean something. Doesn't look like the kind Mr. Latouche would use. So the question is, whose key ring is it? Well, you're practically a detective there, Apollo. Practically. I'm glad it brings them so much joy to mock me. Gulp. Nothing else looks like it can be examined. So we move on. I think I've cleared everything out, right? I think I've seen everything. Could be... Oh no, I can't see anything of that. The lyric sheet. To ensure the efficiency and secrecy of our investigation, the bearer is hereby ordered to speak to no one outside the investigation concerning any details of the case. District Police Chief. Oh, I can actually examine this thing? Even though I thought we were told not to touch it. A sort of pin fastener for attaching things to clothes. Not a safety pin type, though. So if it's not a safety pin, is it a danger pin? I suppose if you stuck it in your eye, then yeah, sure. But you could do that with a safety pin too, for that matter. Thanks for taking the fun out of my danger pin. Aw, you're driving a danger pin through my heart here. The gun. In the middle of the weapon is a revolving chamber. That's where you load the bullets. A revolver, see? Revolver, that sounds a bit like Wonder Bar. Especially if you say it really fast.
I guess.
You know what I always used to think? I used to think the closest sound to Wonder Bar was one liver. There's just so many words in the world, Apollo. Isn't it amazing?
So many different words, so many different people. People like Trucy.
Stare down the barrel of the gun. Yikes, don't point that thing at me! Don't worry, I'm an old hand with firearms. I have one that shoots bullets. I don't want it shooting any bullets, thank you. Not those bullets, silly. My gun shoots bullets, the magic cat. A cat comes out of a gun. I can tell by your expression you've never heard of that trick. It's a great one. Honestly, that one sounds halfway interesting. I think we've done what we can with the gun. Let's look at the keys. Oh, that is a Gavin symbol on there. Goral? What? What the fuck is this? Goral? There are 3 keys on this heart-shaped ring. This middle key is shaped like a guitar? I get it, it must be the key to a guitar case. A guitar case key. I'll bet I know who this belongs to. Yeah, are you sure that's the clue and not this here? We know what this is! I think we can move on now. Anything opened up on the stage? No. There's more? What else is there to do? I didn't see anything else. Yeah, there's nothing else. Can I show her stuff? No. No, it's not this. So this is the murder weapon? The revolver is incredibly heavy. It's been fired twice. You can still smell the gunpowder. That's odd. What's odd? Oh, nothing. Hey, no fair, tell us! Just something about this revolver seems strange. Strange? Alright, that's what we needed here. What do you think about this revolver? Well, it's pretty big and heavy. That's right, it's a .45 caliber. That makes it one of the deadliest revolvers around. Even the police don't carry guns this big. Really? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You don't need so much power to kill at such close range. It's overkill. Sure, I see the problem. I mean, whenever I go out to eat curry, I order it extra spicy just to be sure it's spicy. Of course, I can only ever eat 1 or 2 bites. And that's not a problem? There's another thing about a gun this big. It puts a lot of strain on the shooter. Strain? Yeah, say if you were to fire this revolver, the recoil would probably dislocate your shoulder. Ouch. It's like the shooter's a victim too. Yet the killer used this revolver and quite well. I'm guessing whoever did it was used to shooting. Used to shooting a high caliber weapon? Well, that's about it. I think we've looked at just about everything there is. What kind of .45 revolver dislocates your shoulder? Hey, I don't know nothing about guns. Unless it's like .45, like 50. Does it say when it was? Did they say .45? I didn't see. Like a deagle shouldn't do that? I don't know. I know how you're feeling. It is hard to know when to stop. Then anything more involved has to wait until the squad gets here. I suppose. I'll go report the evidence. Sorry, but could you wait here till I get back? Huh? Oh, actually, we have to... Great, thanks! She left. What do we do, Apollo? She told us to wait. Wait, now how am I supposed to investigate? Oh well, I guess it can't be helped. Let's go. Huh? Go? Time's a-wasting, Apollo. We've got a lot of ground to cover. I'll simp for Emma now. I don't blame you. Well, that's true, but on second thought, why not? I'm sure everything will be fine. Of course it will! Let's go! Ah. Yeah. Who's there? Okay. Just other magician. We didn't just imagine that, did we? He was wearing a silk hat. Friend of yours? Hardly. Whoever that was, he sure looks suspicious. You can try the Gaviners again. Nah, I didn't think so. We gotta go to the stage. I imagine I'll finish this, examination phase and then stop for the night. What is it with today? Problem after problem. Achtung. You ain't kidding. The 2 leading members of the Gaviners, Apollo. Clavier on vocals and Darian on guitar. They're so cool. I have a hard time thinking of Clavier as anything but a prosecutor, honestly. What are they arguing about? Probably the case, I'd bet. My hog won't start, my guitar case is busted, my guitar's been burnt to a crisp, and to top it all off, someone's dead. And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? Hey man, don't blame me. You were the one who missed the cue. Me? Miss a cue? How could I conceivably get the most important part of that song wrong? How? What was all that tinny playing of yours?
Who are you calling Tinny?
Sounds like they're having a spat. One of those differences in musical direction bands are always splitting up over.
This is hardly the time. Huh? What are you two doing here?
Hiya.
We were just discussing the investigation, if you don't mind.
Sorry. Wait, you were what?
Listen, you need to confirm that with the Republic of Virginia, Detective Crescend. I'm sure it's Crescend, as in crescendo.
Right. Anything else?
What did he just call him? Detective?
Greetings.
Oh, God. Yeah, of course.
Darian Crescend, Criminal Affairs Division 3.
Hello. Criminal affairs? Apollo, you really don't know anything about the Gaviners, do you? Something tells me that's about to be remedied. I don't think anything new opened up to examine, so... yeah, we can just start asking questions. About the crime?
Which crime do you mean?
The murder, what else?
Oh, that. For me, today has been a hit parade of crimes, you see.
Prosecutor Gavin was singing the blues earlier, wasn't he? Something about his hog and his guitar case.
Anyway, I'm afraid you know more about the killing of Mr. Latouche than I do. For now, at least.
Huh?
You were the one who found the body, huh? While we were in the middle of a performance, no less.
Aren't you going to examine the crime scene, Prosecutor Gavin?
I'll leave that to Fräulein, Detective. Wouldn't want to step on her toes.
They're not exactly best buddies, are they? Emma and Prosecutor Gavin, I mean.
Well, what to do next? We've already checked out the scene.
Prosecutor Gavin may be right. We might be the most informed for once. Maybe Prosecutor Gavin can shed some light on things we found. I don't believe you, Apollo. How can you come to this concert and not know about the Gaviners?
It's not surprising. Why, even our ancestors knew nothing about America's existence once. I know America exists.
The Gaviners aren't just an average rock band, Apollo. Each member is connected to the police somehow.
The police?
The real police. By day they pack heat, but by night they heat up the stage. By day those lips interrogate, by night they sing songs of unrequited passion.
Okay.
They debuted 7 years ago with 13 Years Hard Time for Love. Then came Love with No Chance of Parole, and My Boyfriend is the Prosecution's Witness. List of hits goes on and on.
This here's my right-hand man, Darian Crescend. I make the melodies and he attacks them with his guitar. He's a bit of a rogue, really.
And this guy's a bit of a perfectionist. When a performance goes the least bit wrong, he goes into this funk. Just like today.
I'd hope murder would be a bit more off-putting than a ruined concert.
The concert today? A disaster. I'll get to the bottom of this, and then we'll see who missed a cue.
Miss Q? They were arguing about that before. Great, I love nothing more than questioning tormented artists. I'm definitely feeling it in my voice right now. We won't be going much longer. What's this missed cue you keep talking about?
Aha, you heard it, didn't you, from the audience?
Actually, I didn't notice anything.
See? No amateur is going to pick up on that.
Oh god, his hair's floppy.
Can you guarantee an entire audience of amateurs? No. Now take a listen to this.
What's that?
A mixing board. We used it to record our concert tonight.
Aren't we supposed to be investigating a murder? Well, we've come this far, might as well go all the way. I've always wanted to learn about the recording industry.
This is but one of the devices used in recordings. We're a 5-part band. This lets us record each member's performance separately. You use the sliders to adjust the volume for each part. Check it out.
Yeah, one started early. I see that. I don't know if that's on purpose. Wow, neat. So could you say hear only the drum part?
Of course. That's how we'll find the criminal guilty of missing his cue tonight.
I'm more concerned with the other criminal, the one who kills people.
You want help on the case? Then help me with mine.
Yes, rock and roll comes before prosecuting.
Let's begin. First, we bring up the part of the performance in question. You simply choose the section of the song you wish to hear on the uppermost bar. Like so. There it is. Now listen.
Was something wrong?
You couldn't hear it? Listen again, closely.
Still can't hear it. The timing's a little off, isn't it?
You see? There, right at the most important part. And even an amateur can hear it. An amateur with a mixing board, maybe. You're missing the point. We'll never stamp out crime until we're perfect. Perfect!
Here he goes again.
Right, air amateur, you will prove my point.
Me?
You will find the missed cue. You will tell us which instrument, which part is the guilty party.
But how?
Did I not just explain it? Move the sliders with up and down to adjust the volume for each part. Then you'll find the part that hopelessly bungles with the cue with left and right. You'll find it with your untrained amateur ears.
Nothing to do but try, Apollo. I guess. I'll admit this looks kind of fun.
First, a quick review. Use up and down to adjust the part's volume. Jump to another section of the song with L1 and R1. Use left and right to switch parts, right?
And use left and right to switch parts, right? Got it.
Once you've found the guilty part, press triangle to point it out.
Time to rock.
So it's this part, right? There's something up with 2. Yeah, it's 2. This part is off.
Which is that? Second guitar. It was you, Darian.
Ah, well, looks like the cat's out of the bag.
Ah, well, that's all you have to say? That kind of attitude lets killers walk free, Darian.
Here they go again. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to ask about the concert. It's starting to feel like we're just wasting time. It's all experience under our belts. That can't be bad. I still can't get over the title for that song. Guilty Love. Alright, I think we have something to present to him. I was wondering if you knew anything about this.
That?
Does it look familiar?
Familiar?
It's mine! That's my key ring!
I've been looking all over for it.
What? This is yours, Mr. Gavin? I knew it. Apollo! How can you make that I knew it face? This is the key ring that was... Yeah, I know.
Thanks, anyway. So where'd you find it?
Actually, the victim was holding it. Like he was trying to keep it from the killer, even if it meant his life.
What? What? The victim? You mean Mr. Latouche had my keys?
Indeed.
When will my trials be over?
Speaking of trials, I've never heard Mr. Gavin whine in court like he has been today. Emma was right about the fop, I'll give him that. Give her that. Apollo! Mr. Gavin, maybe we can help. Tell us about your troubles today.
I really don't think that's...
Tell us. And we'll keep mum about the keyring for now.
Are you blackmailing me, Fräulein?
Are we if it's working? You were saying something about your motorcycle not starting? And something about your guitar case being busted?
You're well informed.
You mentioned it a few times.
It all happened this morning. All this keyring's fault.
The keyring?
It's got all my keys on it, yeah? My bike key, my car key, and the key to my guitar case.
Wait, so this keyring...
It disappeared. I thought I'd put it in my jacket pocket.
Prosecutor Gavin's keyring disappeared?
I had to come to the concert by taxi. How embarrassing. And in order to get my guitar out, I had to break the lock.
Did my internet just dip? What was that? That looked weird. Wait, this guitar wasn't the one that...
The very one. Up in flames. Right on stage, too.
Actually thought that was part of the show.
Crazy. To top it off, Mr. Latus's life was taken. Nobody told me about days like these.
Strange days indeed.
You think?
I didn't drop any frames, so I couldn't tell what that was. What's wrong, Trucy? Well, I was just trying to make sense of everything. First this heart-shaped keyring gets stolen, then a very expensive guitar flares up on stage, then Mr. Latus dies.
Yes, and?
Could it all really be just a coincidence?
Coincidence? Meaning? Darian, can you make any sense of all this?
Hey, don't look at me.
What do you think, Apollo? Huh? I mean, either Mr. Gavin's having a really bad day, or all of this was planned.
You aren't thinking what I think you're thinking. Are you, Fraulein?
I am.
What? What? Hey, don't leave me in the dark with Spike here.
The name's Apollo, but yeah, I agree. Don't leave us in the dark? What are you talking about? Haven't you noticed a connection, Apollo? A curious connection between all of Mr. Gavin's troubles today? Well, I have noticed. You know, something was bugging me too. That keyring and the guitar and the body. Slow down there, Polly. You look a wee bit dizzy.
He's bluffing. He hasn't figured it out. Fess up if you're a man. You're as clueless as I am.
Huh?
No, give Air Forehead a chance. Let's see your evidence of the connection. Shall we?
Evidence?
I better think of something pronto. Come on, let's see it. What's the connection between all of Mr. Gavin's troubles? Let's see. What is it? Yeah. It's the song. It's this, isn't it?
The lyric sheet. The guitar serenade? What's that got to do with anything?
It has everything to do with everything. Though I wouldn't have believed it if Fraulein hadn't pointed it out.
What are you talking about, man? Enough with the riddles.
Maybe it is a coincidence, or perhaps it means something. Don't you think, Fraulein?
I do. Everything that's happened to Mr. Gavin today is predicted in the lyrics to this song.
What? No way!
Look, just think about everything that's happened to Mr. Gavin. Let's list them in the order that they occurred. While reading this lyric sheet, first the keyring was stolen. Not just any keyring, a heart-shaped keyring. That's right here. When you stole away the keys, my heart held on to so tight. This is a heart holding keys. And next, his guitar burst into flame. Burning on in my heart, fire. Burn my love away. And then Mr. Latus was killed. Like a bullet of love, fire, take my life away. But that's crazy. Yeah, no kidding.
Do everything that happened today here? This song predicted it all?
Or perhaps it was the other way around. The criminal could have based their crime on the lyrics. But who would go through all that trouble? Someone who moves in mysterious ways, no doubt. That's not a police song. That's U2. I believe you stumbled upon something quite vital. And quite annoying, Fräulein. She looks pleased.
The lyrics predicting the crime. Clavier.
Seems a bit more than just a coincidence to me.
I have to agree. Key ring, the guitar, and the murder.
Key ring might have been dropped by accident. Yet the victim was holding it. Hard to think that it was unconnected. That's true. Prosecutor Gavin's as calm and collected as ever.
So the criminal matched their actions to the lyrics?
That sounds likely.
Why would anyone do that?
While we think about that, I'm going to get cracking on the biggest crime here. I'm going to talk to the Borginian embassy about this Mr. Latouche.
All right. Thanks, Darian.
I'll leave the pondering of mysteries to you. I'm out of here.
Did Darian do it? I'm trying to remember now. I don't remember if he did it. Then getting ahead of myself.
Before National, Mr. Latouche was killed. It seems like that would have to be the point of all this. But they did more than that. They left us with not only a murder, but a mystery.
Mr. Gavin sure is irritable today.
Maybe this is the real Prosecutor Gavin we don't get to see in the courtroom. I've had enough, frankly. If you find any more mysteries, do me a favor and keep them to yourselves, yeah?
Yeah. I guess this is all we're going to get from Prosecutor Gavin. That leaves Lammy Roar to question. Prosecutor Gavin, do you know where Lammy Roar is now?
I had her go to my dressing room. With that pianist, Machi Tobaye, of course. She seemed rather shocked by Mr. Latouche's sudden passing.
The Governor's dressing room. Got it. That's where we're going. Let's see. I think this is probably the last bit here, so we'll finish it up. Him again. Who's there? Yeah, way to make yourself not suspicious. There he goes again. Who is that guy? Huh? Trucy? You know, he did look sort of familiar. So he is a friend of yours? No, that's not it. Sorry, I don't remember. Curiouser and curiouser. Lammy Roar! What has happened? I heard that Mr. Latouche has died. Lammy Roar, you speak? I mean, you speak English? Yes. I was invited here from the Republic of Borginia. This is my vaguely European accent. But I am not Borginian by birth. But wasn't Mr. Latouche your interpreter? That. Yes, well, it was Mr. Latouche's idea. He thought it would add to the mystery, you see. Then your pianist is also... No, Machi Tobaye is Borginian. He does not speak English. Now please, tell me, what has happened to Mr. Latouche? Why did he... Actually, Mr. Latouche was... Trucy! Huh? Remember what Prosecutor Gavin said? Not a word. But Mr. Latouche is Lammy Roar's manager. That's not fair to her. I mean, isn't she a related party? Precisely who Prosecutor Gavin doesn't want to alert, I'd suspect. All we have been told is to wait here in this room. It is very unsettling. I'm sorry, we're trying to figure it out ourselves. Do you think I could ask you some questions? Of course, I am always willing to help. She's as calm as she looked on stage. I can't put my finger on why, but I like this Lammy Roar. What is it, Machi? But you'd be alone. What seems to be the problem? Machi, he is not good around strangers. He wishes to go out for a breath of fresh air. Would that be all right? Sure, of course. Very well. What is it you wish to ask me about? The Republic of Borginia. That's in Northern Europe, right? I've never even heard of it. I started out singing in a restaurant. Then a producer called me. Before I knew it, here I am. You don't say! You know, my daddy plays piano in a restaurant. Producers tend to look for talent, Trucy. Lamirar, you're not from Borginia originally? Were you born here? Well... Oh, is that supposed to be a secret? Image is everything when you're a star. I know a bit of that, of course. Yes, it is something like this. A contract, you might say. I'm also not to speak anything but Borginian in public. Image is important, I guess. She's not all image, though. Her songs are lovely. A real landscape painter in sound. Painter in what? She travels the world turning the sights she sees into music. That's the secret to your music's beauty, right? You're very perceptive. Oh, I use your songs all the time in my stage acts. I don't have to pay royalties for that, do I?
Stop while you're ahead, Trucy.
This landscape painter in sound, too, is an image. Yet without it, my songs would not be so widely heard. They even call you the siren of the ballad, right? Yes, in Borginian, Lamirar means the siren. I fear that perhaps already I am not the siren I once was. Your pianist, Machi, was it? He's cute, like a porcelain doll.
He's very European.
I met him while singing in restaurants in Borginia. He is an orphan, yet his playing is exquisite. Soon he came to live with me. It's like a fairy tale almost.
I notice he hardly leaves your side.
Yes, well, he is blind. At first I hesitated at dragging him across the world. He doesn't speak English either.
He doesn't speak English either, does he?
He had never left Borginia before we met. I made his presence part of my contract. Machi and I together are Lamirar. Together, always. Mr. Latouche was my new manager.
New?
Yes, from 3 months ago. Around when I received Mr. Gavin's invitation to come. I met Mr. Latouche at my office. He was to be my manager and bodyguard. And as it turned out, my interpreter.
Interpreter, even though you speak English.
Yes, but we were to visit more places than just here. We had a concert in Japan scheduled after this one, though I fear that may have to be cancelled now. Was Mr. Latouche from the Republic of Borginia too? Well, he was only with me for 3 months. I'm afraid there is much I do not know about him. And now I shall never know. No one will even tell me why he has died.
I'm sorry. Prosecutor Gavin said we weren't to talk to anyone.
Mr. Latouche was a talented man. The siren of the ballad. That phrase was his idea, you know. I am happy for him that it has become so well known.
The siren. That's what he meant.
Huh?
Apollo? You are the siren, right, Lamirar?
That is the meaning of my name in Borginian, yes. It was the name my producer gave me. But why do you ask?
It's very important. I had to know for sure if the siren was you.
What do you mean, important?
I'll tell you. You deserve to know. Siren. It turns out that's a very important word in this case.
But how?
When we found Mr. Latouche, he was still alive.
What?
I heard him say something. His last words. Mr. Latouche, can you hear me?
Ask witness.
Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness?
Witness is Siren.
He said siren, really?
I was the only one there to hear it, but I'm sure that's what he said.
Mr. Latouche said that? Ask the witness?
And you're the siren, Lamirar. Did you see what happened? Lamirar?
Might I ask, are you with the police?
Well, no. I'm a defense attorney.
An attorney? Yet there have been no arrests, yes?
Is that a problem?
Does an attorney not work for a client? If you have no client, you should leave the investigation to the police, I think. But Lammy Rar, I am sorry, but I cannot answer your questions. I'm afraid you lack the authority to ask them. Why? If she witnessed the crime, why won't she tell us? I believe we are through here.
I believe so.
That reminds me. Does this brooch look familiar to you? My brooch? Yes. Well, it may be mine.
Yours, Lammy Rar?
I was wearing a brooch earlier, you see. I must have lost it. Well, that explains the brooch we found. It was Lammy Rar's. Thank you. I was wondering where I dropped it.
So this brooch belongs to her. That begs the question.
Something wrong, Apollo?
What was this brooch doing at the crime scene?
Okay, I can't ask about it. Is there anything else we can... No. Just make sure there's nothing else to show her. Nah. None of these other things are probably going to be worth a damn. I think we're actually done here. There should be something new popping up. Yep. Called that one. Whoa! Who's there now? Ah, it's you. Where were you? Ah, Emma. Something wrong? She looks grumpier than usual. You bet something's wrong. The impossible's happened. Ah, it's all your fault, you know. Oops, maybe this is about us leaving the crime scene. What do you mean by impossible? Well, it's gone. Utterly gone. What's gone? The body, stupid. What else? Huh? Mr. Latus's body has disappeared. What? The wrinkle wrinkles. Prosecutor Gavin.
From your vacant stare, I gather you've heard the news.
I heard that Mr. Latus's body has gone missing.
Look for yourself. Quite the pickle. Quite the pickle.
How can you just stand there? We have to start the
There's no need for alarm, Proline Detective. All entrances and exits have been sealed. The body will not leave the building. So I suggest we go find ourselves a cadaver. There will be plenty of time to ponder the whys later.
Well, you seem pretty sure of yourself, Mr. Gavin.
Oh, we'll find him. I'm rather enjoying this.
How could Mr. Latus's body just disappear? Well, you heard the man. Let's get searching.
Hey, I don't know if this is exactly the right time, but...
Yes, Darian?
See, Geeter's gone missing. He was in the dressing room.
Geeter? Who's Geeter?
That's what I call my guitar. You like, man?
Your guitar was stolen?
This hasn't been a good day for guitars or Geeters.
Okay, body first, then guitar. And if someone finds that guitar, please bring it to our dressing room.
Geeter's like a missing person, not lost and found, man.
Well, this sure is a... what did he call it? A sausage? No, wait, it was a pickle. It's your pickle. I told you to stay in the room. Sorry. Not much else I can say. All right. Top priority now is finding that body. You can make it up to me later. 10 bags or so of chocolate snackoos should do the trick nicely. You should watch your sugar intake, Emma. There should be a body here, but there's not. How could this have happened and why? Nothing changed, right? No, I don't see anything changed over here. Or here. Ah, God, no. I don't think we got anything from there, so maybe there's nothing else to do in this place. I'm going to the stage. Yep, this is the answer. Does something seem different to you, Apollo? Something is definitely different here. Let's check it out. Yeah, this platform's up. That stage there must have been lowered before. That's the tower that Lamirar and Prosecutor Gavin were singing on. Someone must have raised it. I don't see a way to control it from here. Apollo, what about that ladder there against the wall? We could use that to take a look up top. Maybe we should get Emma. What are you talking about? We have to see this sort of thing for ourselves. Not so good with heights. Stop whining and start climbing. It didn't look that high from below, really. When we got to the top, I felt every one of those 15 feet down. Of course, I wasn't thinking about the height anymore. Not after what we found up there. We found two things we were looking for, and one thing we never expected to find. Oh, shit. The body, guitar in hand, and the pianist, Machi Tobaye. Is he dead? Can't see. Oh, man. The next day... Wow, that concert last night sure went south in a hurry. No kidding. Why did they arrest Machi? Why? Okay, he wasn't dead. I didn't remember him dying. Don't look at me like it's my fault. Machi Tobaye, the blind pianist, arrested on suspicion of murdering Romain Latouche. I can't believe such a cute little boy could do something so horrible. I guess they had proof of some kind. What proof could possibly prove that? Morning. Prosecutor Gavin? What a night, huh? I apologize for being so upset. Mr. Gavin, do you know what's going on? Why did they arrest Machi? Why? Don't look at him like it's his fault either. It was tough for me, too. We performed together that night after all, yet... Yet? The powers that be say that given the circumstances, it could have only been him. What do you mean by the circumstances? Lamirar was invited from Borginia as an ambassador of goodwill. It is vital that this case be wrapped up swiftly. That's all the powers that be want, really. Well, those are circumstances, all right. But what makes Machi the only possible suspect? Their forehead, you seem to have forgotten that you're talking to the prosecution. The enemy. Ah, right. I think I like this side of Prosecutor Gavin better, actually. I'm not at liberty to discuss the particulars of the case. Especially not to the defense attorney. What did you just say? Me? The defense attorney? That's what I came to tell you. He's down at the detention center. He wants to request your services. He? You mean Machi? Machi wants me? This is what we've been waiting for, Apollo. Let's get going. Right. Good luck. I'm off to question Lamirar. Right, later. I hope I'm up to this. Okay. I pushed this long enough, but I feel like we're just right there. We're right there at the end. Well, I just don't get it. I refuse to believe a cute little kid like that could do something so terrible. You said that already. Machi, everything's gonna be okay. We're here for you. Hi. Maybe you can tell me about last night? Huh? God, he's speaking in wingdings. That was when I realized how tough it must be. A little kid like this, in a country so far from everything he's ever known. Maybe Lammy Rar can help. But didn't Prosecutor Gavin say she was with him?
Good luck. I'm off to question Lammy Rar.
Well, what are we going to do? That's a good question. I can't think of anything we could do but go with this and hope for the best of the trial tomorrow. Yeah, I told you we were right there. So perfect. The only person that can tell us anything of what happened there can't speak English, and we don't have a way to interpret what they're saying. This case is going to get messy. Messy? But we will handle all that nonsense next time. Yeah, but as I said, I definitely do not want to go the full 4 hours. I think I ended up doing, a little bit more than I expected to do. But, I think it's still a decent amount. I mean, at least we bookended it pretty nicely. So, this case will be continued sometime next week, most likely. Next stream for me is going to be on Thursday, and we're going to play something new. We're going to play Gal Guardians 2. What's its subtitle? Servants of the Night, I think is what it is. And I'm decently looking forward to that. That'll definitely be an interesting game. Otherwise, nothing else planned for the rest of this week. So if anything does pop up, Blue Sky is where you will find me. Okay, do we have a raid target tonight? Very much like to actually pass on the two raids we got tonight. Again, Mink and Kinney, thank you very much for the raids tonight. Super, super appreciate it. Let's see. I think we are going to shoot over to Axel, right? Yeah, we're going to Axel for sure. Looks like he's still doing some, he's still doing some coding. I know he said he wasn't up to streaming last night, so he pushed it to tonight. That's perfectly fine. We'll see what he's doing. And we'll just get that ready out of the way. And if you are getting up early, like I am, to watch the Switch 2 presentation and all that, I hope it's going to be a good one. You get the hell out of here. Really? Right at the very end with this shit? Really? Deny that shit. My god, we got a friggin' bot came in right at the very end. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the presentation. I hope you are not going to be too sleepy if you're watching it live. And if you're trying to get that pre-order in, if it goes live, that's what I'm going to be doing. And let's just wish each other some luck. All right. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a good night or whatever time of day it is for you, and I'll see you nerds later.